Hello everybody, how you doing today? My name is ZachTG, and today we'll be finishing off 999. Yeah, I think right now, earlier Twitch was just having some bit of an issue, so that's why it's taken me so long. So hopefully this works this time. Anyway, last time we have gone through pretty much the coffin path, and because we made it to the end of the coffin path and have previously cleared the gun path, we're now able to get past the coffin path and are moving on through the true path. But before we can make it to the end, we got to get through room 9. So hopefully Twitch will work this time, please. Now, of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, then, yeah, Twitch has already worked. So, here we go. There's a note on that table. Lights to the books. What does that mean?
Interesting. Well, intelligence often hides itself in darkness. Have you ever thought about the pages of a book? Each page only sees, what, maybe 2 or 3 minutes of light before the reader's on to the next? They spend the rest of their lives locked in darkness, rather like myself.
That's horrible.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining, not at all. I live in the darkness, yes, but that has gifted me with the ability to catch the truths others might miss. I can hear the voices hidden in the darkness, you might say.
I'm guessing we have to investigate the books now. Well, we got close up here, so let's see. This book is called Mind Swap. You mean you could, like, change bodies with someone? Well, I guess I wouldn't mind switching bodies with my brother or Junpei too much, but I'd rather die than let Seven switch with me.
What the hell? Like I even want to swap bodies with a little brat like...
Hey, were you just imagining it? You were.
Shut up.
Yeah, well, he wasn't the only one. Teleportation and telepathy. What the hell is this one about?
Well, I know what telepathy is, but I never heard of teleportation.
It refers to having the ability to travel through time.
I guess we kinda did, in a sense. Kitab al-Adzif. Man, they got some weird stuff here. I can't even pronounce this one. Who's that? Some famous guy?
It's not a person's name. It's the name of a fictional book created by Abdul Al-Hazid.
I'm sorry if Snake's voice sounds an awful lot like Ace. Pretty much.
It's said to be one of the 6 sources used in the creation of the legendary Book of the Dead, the Necromotion.
Oh, so these are all code books and stuff. This one says the golden rabbit and the moon on it. Does that mean it's about a rabbit that lives on the moon? Rabbits are pretty cute, but what's the moon stuff about?
It's talking about the Judas tree that is said to grow on the moon, according to Chinese legend.
Alright.
Energy theory, huh? I don't even understand the damn title. Looks like this show's all science and technology.
Alright. Oh boy, we got quite a bit more left to go. Paleontology. This one's about fossils, right? Ammonites are pretty nasty looking.
This one says transition of extinct species.
Well, we need to hurry up or we're gonna end up in the pages of a book like that.
Introduction to geology, huh?
Well, thinking about the Earth, even when you're on the ocean. Kind of romantic in a way, I guess.
Mother Nature.
Is that some sort of book about hippie chicks?
Probably not. Except quite tangentiality. It's most likely about environmental protection.
I was just trying to make a joke.
Dude, hippie chicks? Really?
The theory of evolution. Heck, even I know this one. That's that Darwin guy, right?
Well, yes and no. Charles Darwin wrote a book called On the Origin of the Species. In it, he put forth his theory of evolution.
Yeah, I remember that part. He called it natural selection.
Exactly.
Theories of the Cambrian explosion? Did a bomb go off somewhere called Cambria?
Wrong kind of explosion. Roughly 500 million years ago, during what is known as the Cambrian period, research suggests that the variety of living organisms increased by an order of magnitude. Why that happened is, however, still something of a mystery. There are a number of theories. This book is most likely a collection of them.
Oh my gosh. Creatures of the South Seas, huh? I wonder if this one's got pictures of colorful fish and stuff. Micrographia, huh?
Ah, yes, Robert Hooke's famous work, was published in 1665. He built a microscope and examined insects, inorganic substances, and other things too small to be seen in detail by human eyes. He then drew pictures of many of the things he examined and published them in a book. I'd hazard a guess this shelf is concerned with natural sciences.
Why did mankind lose their tails? Junpei, do you know what this one's about?
Why are you asking me? I didn't even know we had tails to lose. Maybe you should ask a human with a tail.
Mankind's ancestors most likely lost their tails as they were no longer useful, and the nutrients required to grow them were better put to use elsewhere. At least, that's what I read. I was rather young. I may have remembered it incorrectly.
Huh? Why the hell would a kid be reading a book like that?
Who knows? And yeah, there's quite a bit of books down there. Okay, this one's different. What's the deal with these titles?
They're all just gibberish.
Hey, what if we, like, switch them around?
Switch them around?
Yeah, if we move them around, maybe they'll spell something. Oh, I get. Yeah, heck, it's worth a shot. Okay. So let's see. I'll switch these. Open here, find bulb. How about this? Oh, looks like putting those books in the right order opened this thing right up. That was a piece of cake. Hooray! You did, Junpei!
I guess that turned out well enough.
So the letters from the title spell out, open here, find bulb. And yeah, we got a bulb. A powerful light bulb, by the looks of things. Yeah, quite a bit more. I'm guessing that one was supposed to be the suspicious bookshelf. Because, yeah, the rest of things, yeah. They kind of look the same, pretty much, so I gotta investigate down here. Okay, yeah. This looks interesting. Dad Kind? What the hell is this?
Wasn't that a German mathematician? Maybe it's a compilation of his work.
Owen, huh?
Owen is enough to go on. Perhaps it's about the English Revolutionary.
Leibniz? Oh, this book is in German! It looks like it's a complete works of something.
I never heard of it.
Well, if Snake doesn't know what it is, I don't think we'll ever know. Shieldrake? Or is it Sheldrake? Sheldrake or Shieldrake? Isn't Sheldrake... Alright, and we got something here.
This bookshelf has some sort of a glass inlay. It's pretty big, but there's only 6 books in it. That seems kinda weird.
Hey, it looks like there's something on the bottom. I can't really see it though, the glass is so foggy. Okay, so we got astronomy 632415. Awesome, there's a lock on the glass door. Yep, won't budge. In the middle of the glass door is a cylinder lock. You know, the kind of lock where you rotate the numbers around until you got the right ones to open it. What the hell is this? It looks like they just gave us the answer. Guess I might as well give it a shot. So, basically, I think it's... 623415. And of course, they give you the hint right there. Oh, sorry, 632. You did it, Junpei! Yay! I don't know why, but I don't really feel particularly happy about being praised for that. Whatever. At least the lock's open now. Well, let's see if we can get it open alright. And, wow, another light bulb. My guess is we need 3 of the gosh darn things. What the heck? A kid's book? Here? Looks like it's a children's story about Native Americans. Don't you think a random book like that's kinda suspicious? Maybe I'll hold on to it. And we have cowboys and Indians.
This one has some Native Americans on the cover. Hey Junpei, take a look at this one.
Native Americans, huh? Maybe it's got some... Whoa!
What's there? This one's them pop-up books. LRK?
That doesn't mean anything, does it?
Well, you could make them KRL. Like Curl or Carl.
Huh. That's just kind of weird. Maybe we have to investigate these some more to find the pop-up books. Energy theory, development of nanotechnology materials, interactions between shortwave energy and matter. What else we got? Just listening to you read those titles is giving me a headache.
I can't say fancy technology stuff and I get along real well. Keep on talking about that stuff and you're gonna put me to sleep.
The black hole hypothesis. Gamma ray astrophysics.
I guess this bookshelf has an astronomy theme.
I'll probably investigate this one more. Nothing I see interest. Maybe I'll investigate some more downstairs, because there's definitely some more books. That's a weird book, Junpei. Indian Mathematics. That's funny. Why is that funny? This one's Goldbach's Conjecture?
Conjecture? What's it about? Like magic or psychic stuff or something? Right, I bet it's about jewelry, isn't it?
It may have an odd title, but it's actually a very respectable mathematics book. It deals with one of the unsolved problems of additive number theory.
Sorry I said anything. Look, let's not get into this right now, okay?
It says, Riemann hypothesis. What is there to hypothesize about Riemann? Isn't it pretty straightforward?
Heavens no. There are many factors. Length, girth, lubrication, or lack of. It's an exciting and rapidly growing field.
Whoa. I feel like I'm getting Snake's voice a bit better, hopefully. There are books here in all sorts of languages. I can't read them. The Pythagorean theorem. This is a famous one.
Sounds like the number of math books in this section.
Algebraic number theory. Math, huh?
There's another one like that over there.
You mean something like primary number theory or analytical number theory or geometry?
Oh my gosh, how do you know? Nobody say anything about those.
Well, number theory is usually split into 4 chief disciplines. If there was a book named Algebraic Number Theory, I took a wild guess that the other 3 would be there as well. Looks like I was right.
Yeah, this is gonna be a confusing place, that's for gosh darn sure. No, on the top of the table it says lights to the books. And, okay, looks like we got something here. An overview of faux chemistry. I think whoever set this up wanted to see the cover, not the spine. Let's look at it, okay? Huh, looks like there's a whole lot of space behind these books. Look, Junpei! I think there's something hidden behind the books. Yep, we got another light bulb. Yeah, I think this one can be one that's easy to miss. Automated robotic assembly line techniques, huh? What's that? Some sort of comic book? Jeez, I guess boys really like that stuff, huh?
No, you think of a different sort of robot. This book is talking about automated machinery that's used to build things like cars.
Sorry I asked. Communication computer science, huh?
That's a pretty generic title. To be honest, it's so vague I don't really know what it might be about.
Oh, I see another suspicious book. This one. It looks just like that picture book from earlier. The one with the pop-ups.
You think they're part of a series or something? They do have the same binding.
And we have the fundamentals of baseball. There's a baseball in this one. Come on, Junpei, let's see what's in it. I'm gonna go on a limb here and say it's probably baseball stuff. Whoa! This is a pop-up book. It's got the letters H-E-A-D popping out of it. Head. Okay. So we got 3 light bulbs. I'm guessing there's a third of these pop-up books somewhere. Just don't know where. This shelf has a bunch of books about evolutionary theory. Nothing too suspicious about so far. Where the heck is the last pop-up book? Energy theory. Nothing here. Black hole hypothesis. Nothing. I already inspected that. Maybe there's something down here, possibly. I don't know. Algebraic number theory. Pythagorean theorem. Inspected that. Let's see what we got here. So many books here. I wonder what this one's. Whoa, what's this? Warm? Oh, sorry. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Hey, what's the deal with this sappy stuff?
I don't know. And all sorts of languages, can't read them. It's a small enclosure with 9 sides. There are 3 of these things that kind of look like music stands. Hey, Junpei, do you think maybe you're supposed to put these pop-up books on the stands? Then you can open them up?
Oh yeah, if we do that, then they make a shower in the bottom there.
True, but there are 3 stands, right? We don't have enough picture books.
In other words, we need 3 picture books. Oh, jeez. So now I gotta just go all the way, looking for those picture books. Oh, there's one. Jeez. How hidden are some of those picture books? Really? Just investigate every single square corner until you find them all, including some light bulbs. Jeez, the library.
Hey, there's another one of those picture books there. Something about these things feels kind of nice, you know? Brings back good memories.
I guess even people like 7 were kids once.
No shit, you little brat.
Hey guys, cool it. Alright, I think I'm gonna take this picture book with me. And we got Tales of Old Japan. It's got a magic wand in it. Okay. So, what's inside? Well, aren't you going to open it? Pretty sure it's just gonna have pages inside, Whoa! And we have SV5 and a minus sign. Well, we got all 3 pop-up books. Might as well use the stands here. It's a small enclosure with 9 sides. There are 3 of these things that look kind of like music stands. Okay, how about we try putting these picture books on the stands? Then... This is a little weird. Yeah, I can barely see the writing. I need some powerful light bulbs. Alright, so there are 3 lights in here. I'm gonna change these bulbs. Now they should... Awesome! It worked!
Way to go, Junpei! Good job, buddy!
Oh, there's something projecting on the bottom.
These letters, they seem familiar.
Sheldrake 5. Yeah, I think we definitely seen something like that. Right down here. It says Sheldrake on the spine of this book. It's got the volume number written on the lower part of the spine. Do I seriously have to investigate this first? Yes, I do.
Sheldrake 5?
I think I saw the rest of this collection somewhere.
Yeah, I think it was somewhere around here.
Let's go take a look.
Okay.
Sheldrake.
Have you heard of him? Sheldrake, I mean.
Yeah, Lotus told me about him.
There's a British biochemist named Sheldrake. He has a rather interesting theory.
Oh yeah, I think Lois did mention him before.
Morphogenetic fields, which relies on the theory of morphic resonance.
Really? From Lotus, huh?
Well, Clover also said something to me about that stuff.
She did?
Yeah, what was it?
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger.
That girl. I told her not to tell anyone.
You did? Why?
Well,
Look, man, I didn't push it because we're in a hurry, but I'm kind of sick of this. How about you just tell me, okay?
tell you what?
Don't give me that. About the experiment.
Ugh. Very well, fine. I'll tell you everything.
Finally, we can have some answers.
But not here. Let's move to the top floor.
Oh boy.
I suppose I might as well start by telling you why I kept quiet, and why I made sure Clover did as well. To be honest, the explanation is quite simple. Zero told me not to. I had little choice.
Of course.
He didn't walk up and tell me, of course. He gave me a message engraved on a card.
Was it the same one with the braille? Yeah, of course you wouldn't tell us that part of the message. Only you could read it.
That's a Braille card. It looks just like the one you showed us earlier. So you had 2 cards.
No, only one.
Huh? What do you mean? I thought that card just had some rules for the nonary game on it.
Yes, it did. And those were the rules I read you. However, they were not the only thing on the card. There was something I didn't read. Well, perhaps I should say, there was something I couldn't read.
And that was?
Tell no one of the events that took place 9 years ago. Tell, and I activate your sister's detonator.
Okay, so basically blackmail then. Oh boy, Zero, really?
It's a threat on our lives.
Oh. Well, what about Clover? Did she get a message from Zero too?
I don't believe she did. But doesn't it strike you as strange that Zero would shut my mouth, but not hers?
Yeah.
To be on the safe side, however, I told her it was best not to tell anyone. Still, apparently she told you. That girl.
What's wrong with her telling me?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
I figured some stuff out with the things she told me. I mean, it looks like the whole activate her detonator thing was just a bluff.
Yeah.
She's prancing around downstairs happy as a clam now that you're back.
Haha.
That's very true. I've decided I can trust you.
Finally, Snake, yes!
I've decided to tell you the truth. The chance that Santa is Zero is very high. I feel I can assume Santa doesn't have the time to observe us at the moment.
Yeah.
And at any rate, even if he were, I very much doubt he would kill us.
Why?
Clover told me about the 4-leaf clover, about the words. If he knew about that, then he was in my group during the first experiment. I'm sure of it. He wouldn't kill us, no matter what the situation was.
Hey, Snake?
Yes, I know. You want to know what happened during the experiment.
Yeah.
How much do you know?
Clover told me about...
I still want to know who died during that.
I see. The morphogenetic field in the experiments 9 years prior. How the experiments had taken place simultaneously at 2 locations, one being the ship and the other being a building in Nevada.
And I think Clover told us that she was in the building in Nevada, and that Snake was in the ship, and apparently you told us that Santa was in the group in during the ship.
And the girl that died during the experiment. She told you all that, did she? At any rate, I now know how much you've learned. All that remains for us to determine
is who did this and why, right?
yes.
Can you tell me what happened?
Yes. The people who organized the initial experiment were from a company called Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
And Ace was the CEO.
There were 4 of them running the show. Gentaro Hongo,
Ace.
Nagisa Nijisaki,
Don't know.
Teruaki Kubota,
Don't know.
Kagechika Musashido.
And don't know.
Hongo was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
Okay, I just kind of like how this guy kind of looks like Ace. Kind of what looks like.
Nijisaki was his right-hand man, and did the lion's share of the planning.
Maybe that's just kind of look like Guy X. I don't know.
Kubota led the company's research and development division.
Maybe that's the ninth man, I don't know.
Musashido was their majority stockholder.
Cap.
It was these 4 people who planned the initial experiment. Let me simplify it for you. Hongo designed it, and Nijisaki put it all together. Kubota developed the technology required, and Musashido provided the cash.
So it's Hongo, Nijisaki, Kubota, Musashido...
Of course, more than 4 people were required to conduct an experiment of this scale. To that end, they organized a top-secret team to assist them with their research. All in all, they gathered 10 people or so. Those 10 completed their team, and they were able to begin the project. They named it the Nonori Project. The purpose of the experiment was to research the prospect of controlling a human mind through sheer will. The vessel, I suppose you could say, for this control was the morphogenetic field. Why did the glycerin suddenly begin to crystallize? Why did the crystal structure of EDT undergo a sudden change? Why did the rats improve their puzzle-solving skills with each generation? Experiments with humans produced the same results. The more people who knew the answer to a question, the more there were who could answer correctly without having seen the problem before. Why is that? How could it happen? The answer is that the shape of the answer has been stored in a field invisible to the naked eye. And through that field, the resonant event transmits information related to that answer. That's essentially the idea behind morphogenetic fields.
But that's just a theory.
Can't bring yourself to believe it?
Yeah.
Let's say someone killed another person because the devil told them to do it. Whether the devil exists or not has no relevance to the murderer. They believe the devil exists. Whether or not he does is immaterial.
So what matters here is that Hongo believed in the morphogenetic field.
That's right.
But I still don't get it. You said they wanted to figure out how to control people, right? That is what you were saying.
Yes.
So how are they going to do that with a morphogenetic field?
I'll keep it simple. Let's suppose 10,000 people have solved a certain problem. The chance of you knowing that answer, even if no one has told you, will go up. Let's have another example, shall we? Say 1 million people were to do a handstand right now. Tomorrow, the chances of you doing a handstand would be higher, even if you had heard nothing of this hypothetical mass handstanding. Mankind's thought process and actions are all part of a resonant event. All of the resonant events encoded in the fields are projected onto you. Of course, this assumes you believe in this theory. Do you follow so far?
Yeah.
Now, if there was a person who had the same effect as those millions of people, what would happen? If that one person were to do a handstand, other people would find themselves wanting to do handstands as well. Can you imagine what a person with powers like that would be able to do?
Come on, there's no way.
I'm not done. Imagine another scenario. Imagine another person. This is an ordinary person. Let's say he does a handstand. What if there was someone who could grab the resonant event he created by doing that and use it to make other people do handstands? What would happen then? A person who has the power to write to the field, and someone who can read from the same. You could think of them as the writer and the reader, or the transmitter and the receiver. What would the world be like if there were people with abilities like these?
So the transmitter's resonant event can be transmitted through the field and sent to the receiver. And then the transmitter can control the receiver however they wish. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes. Close enough, at least.
Come on, that's just crazy.
Well, if you want to prove that, then you'll have to test it first. At least, that was how they thought. That was why they decided to do their experiment. That was how the Nonori Project began. By the way, Junpei, have you ever heard of the Gansfeld experiment?
Yeah, that was an experiment in telepathy, right? You place a pair of subjects in separate rooms. Then you show one a picture and ask the other what they see.
Interesting. I'm impressed. Yes, that is exactly correct.
So, why did you bring up the Gansfeld experiment?
It was used to screen subjects for the Nonori Project. The hospital in a remote town was affiliated with Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Hongo used it to conduct experiments on visiting children in secret. Some of them, he found, had potential. He began to gather children that showed promise. Children that seemed as though they might be able to access the field. Of course, none of them volunteered. They were kidnapped. There were 9 pairs of siblings taken, for 18 children total. For reasons that were not fully understood at the time, each pair had 1 transmitter and 1 receiver. They were split perfectly. As such, the 18 children were split into 2 groups of 9. The children who were put into Group Q were the ones who excelled at transmitting. They were transferred to the mock experiment building known as Building Q in the Nevada desert. The children who excelled at receiving were put in Group A. Group A was then placed on the former hospital ship Gigantic. From the experiments he had conducted so far, Hongo had learned the following. There are 2 things that can increase one's resonance with the fields. The first is epiphany. The other is danger. Have you ever been faced with an especially difficult problem and thought about it very long and very hard until finally an answer suddenly appeared in your mind? It may seem obvious to say so, but that is what is meant by epiphany. The information obtained through that epiphany can be easily transmitted through the fields, where it can be easily interpreted. Adding danger to that equation allows for even easier field access. That's where Hongo came in. They set up a number of puzzles across the Gigantic. The participants had to solve each one before they could move to the next room. Of course, he hadn't forgotten to include danger. He had detonated a bomb on the hull of the Gigantic. The children in Group A were forced to play the nonary game as the ship sunk. By forcing the children into a life-or-death situation, Hongo hoped to increase the likelihood of their tapping into the fields. The children from Group Q, on the other hand, were confined to the mock experiment building, Building Q. Building Q duplicated the interior and puzzles of the Gigantic exactly. Every detail was exactly the same. Hongo explained the situation to the children in Group Q. Solve the puzzles you find throughout the rooms. When you have the answers, transmit that information to the children in Group A. If you succeed, they will be able to solve the puzzles and escape. But if you fail, then the Gigantic will sink, and your brothers and sisters will drown.
Seriously, Hongo, really? You're really placed in that life and death situation. So what happens if the experiment failed? You're really risking the 9 children to this, really?
Those were his orders. Do you know why the astronauts of Apollo 13 were able to return to Earth safely? It was because NASA had access to a replica of the Apollo 13 capsule. All of the equipment, the instruments, everything. All of it identical. Everything was just like the real Apollo 13. NASA was able to replicate the situation the astronauts found themselves in. By putting themselves in the same situation, they attempted to solve the problems the astronauts were dealing with. Once they found solutions, they reported their findings to the men aboard the actual capsule. That was how they were able to return safely. It was the same with the Gigantic and Building Q. The children from Group Q had to use the power of epiphany to solve the puzzles they found and transmit what they learned through the fields. The children in Group A, however, they had to access the fields to learn how they might advance to the next stage. That is the simplest explanation I can manage.
Hey, Junpei, Snake! How much longer are you two gonna sit around on those bony asses?
About time, 7.
Get down here already!
He's right. Let's go, shall we? We don't have much time. We need to get out of here, and soon.
Yeah.
There's one more thing I want to ask you. Are you sure that there were 18 kids?
Why?
Well, I thought it was only 16.
Oh, yes. That was what they said on the news, wasn't it?
And here we thought that this was just some typo.
Yes. I have no doubt that 18 children were abducted and used in Hongo's experiment. After all, you couldn't exactly play a nonary game with any less, could you?
Then why did the news only say 16? That's just weird.
Well, yeah, but are you saying that the news got it wrong?
Yes, I am. There were 2 more children. However, they had no relatives that I'm aware of. I imagine no one filed a police report when they went missing. They were brother and sister, like Clover and I.
And I'm probably willing to bet that that was probably Santa and his sister, who I'm willing to think probably died during this, most likely.
The brother's name was Aoi. The sister's name was... Her name was Akane.
Wait, what? What? Akane... you really can't say Akane Kirishiki, can you?
That was the girl who died.
Are you frickin'... Okay, calm down. Maybe it was a different Akane. Probably can't be Kirishiki. After all, she's alive on the ship with us.
Akane Kurashiki died 9 years ago? Then, who's June? No. That's impossible. It can't be true. Akane isn't that uncommon of a name. If Snake had known her last name, that's a different matter entirely. So they share a name. A lot of other people do too. It doesn't mean anything. It was someone else. Of course it was. It has to be.
Is something wrong, Junpei? Your breathing sounds strange.
Oh, no, it's nothing. I'm fine. Let's get back down there, alright?
Yeah.
I could do it. Why didn't I ask? What's her last name? I just couldn't get the words to come out.
Maybe he just couldn't handle the truth, or no. But, yeah, maybe it wasn't Kurashiki. Maybe it was someone else named Akane. Possibly. Who knows? Anyway, let's get, finish this room. Sheldrake 5. Sheldrake. This is it. This is what the Shao picture is pointing to. But didn't it say 5 at the end of the Shao picture?
Yes, I think we need to find the 5th volume.
Well, would you look at that? There's a big red button behind this book. I guess we should press this button. Seriously, the left control stick skips the cutscene. I only touched the left control stick and it skipped the cutscene. And also, why wouldn't you move pretty much these suspicious books first and just get out of the library that quick? Why did I have to go around searching through all the library cabinets just to find the light bulbs and the pop-up books? Padding. What was that sound?
It sounded like something really big was moving.
It came from the top floor. Alright, let's go check it out. Oh, we got something over here. Okay, so we got 13, 14, 10, and 13. Well, I bet you gotta type something on that keyboard. Yeah, but you can only enter letters. Is this really hexadecimal? Wait a minute. Okay, calm down. So let's see what this really means. Okay. Yeah, 13 is M. 14 is N. Let's see. J and M. No, that can't be right. So it just pretty much has to be hexadecimal. And, if we go like that... D-E-A-D! And it looks like you can only enter 4 letters. Let's see how it works. I guess you need to hit enter once you type in the letters. And you can erase what you typed in with clear. Okay, I get the basic operations. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, so basically... Hope you remember the hexadecimal thing. Because once it reaches 10, it starts counting by letter. So 10 is A... 11 is B, so on, so on. So, right now, you just type in dead. That's an ominous password. Yay! You did it, Junpei. It's unlocked now.
Good job, Junpei.
Whoa there, don't get too excited. The password was dead, remember? Just makes me think whoever is waiting for us isn't good.
So what? Jeez, you're such an old lady. We can't be worrying about stuff like that. I mean, come on, we got to unlock, didn't we? Let's go, hurry up. Alright, let's go. Alright, let's get this thing open. And there's most likely a second half to the knife room. Yeah, the library.
Alright, this is the next.
Yeah, but if you want my opinions of the library, it's easily one of the worst rooms so far in this game. Just because there's just so much spots that's just pixel perfect, pretty much. You have to search for pretty much the light bulbs and the pop-up books, which most of this stuff is just pretty pointless near the end because you just have to move one book from an even more suspicious spot books to find a button that allow you to get that last puzzle. Yeah, the light bulbs and pop-up books, they were essentially pointless throughout the thing, but of course the game forces you to collect these things. I just feel like most of this stuff is just pretty much padding, filler. Jeez Louise. Hopefully the next room's better, please.
Oh, the door!
Did that just close on its own?
Don't tell me we can't go back.
I don't know. Let's see. Damn it. It looks like it locks automatically.
Is there any other way out?
Well, there's another door over on the right. There's a card reader next to it. It's got a red light on it, though, so I'm pretty sure it's locked, too.
But there is a card reader, right?
So maybe it's uses the same card that we need to move on, pretty much. The Neptune. No, sorry. It's a key that we need for the Neptune, not a card reader. I forgot. Uranus was the card for the card reader to get into the library. Ugh.
Yeah. Then perhaps if we find a key card, we could open the door and leave?
Well, yeah, that might work, but...
Hey! Wait a minute. Are you saying we're gonna have to search through this room for one little card?
And don't forget the Neptune key.
Oh, man.
What the heck is this?
Looks that way.
No way!
Are those red or dead parts?
For real?
Well, we can sit down and wait to die, if that's what you prefer. I rather doubt that, however. So it would be wise to start looking. We haven't much time. Let's find that key card. Oh, and the Neptune key as well.
Yeah, without that we won't be able to move on.
We won't be able to get through the hallway without it. All right then, let's begin.
I think this is the final puzzle room of the game, so for the last time, let's seek a way out. And what a perfect end to the puzzle rooms, because this is Zero Study, believe it or not. Yeah, I think all the puzzles conducted through a game are just pretty much designed from this one room. So it's just pretty much a memory test of what you really know. Case in point, check this out. This is just like that room we found during the navigation room, doesn't it? Hey, Junpei, isn't this a nautical table? Yeah, I feel like I've seen this before. And new material has been added to the file screen. So we have the study nautical table. A nautical table from the study. It was found in the drafting table. The fade line on the right edge must be connected to the line on the left edge. Yeah, of course, they only give you pretty much the directions that you're looking for, and they kind of look to be pretty much backwards from the previous. But if I was to venture a guess, yeah, they were backwards, and so the directions must be south, west, southeast, northeast, east, north, and finally east. So just hang back along the same path. So if we compare it to the Nautical table, yeah, it's just pretty much the same path, except backwards and with one extra move. Let's see, what the heck is this? Oh, there's a control panel in front of the big screen here. I wonder if any of these buttons do anything. There's something on the screen now. Oh, what's this? There are 15 cells here with numbers and letters in them.
Let me see that. Ah, I see. So whenever you touch a cell, the ones next to it will turn on and off. You just gotta use that to make all cells in the right to bomb green.
Hey, Junpei, I found this piece of paper under that thing. You want to take a look at? Do you think this might have something to do with the puzzle? It's a piece of paper Clover gave me. There are a bunch of numbers and letters connected by equal signs on it. Just like she said, this is probably related to the puzzle on the screen somehow. Thanks, Clover. This really helps. Alright, let's go back and try again. Anyway, it looks like I just need to make all the cells all green. Alright, and there's the hint. So basically, this goes along pretty much... yeah, the root 10 thing. And from 9, from 9 on, the numbers turn into letters. So we need to make the A equals 10 and L equals 21, basically. Yeah, of course, what looks like, yeah, that D really has no business being there, so that needs to go. Okay, we got that part so far, but then we need the all, which probably means... okay, so let's see. Yeah, of course, L has to be 21. And B and C does not fit at all. So, 9 plus 12. So, yeah, B is not right. And of course, we have 1 F and 5. That fits. Huh. Just have one little square left. Yeah, it is always have trouble with this stuff, pretty much. Let's see. E goes. No, B has to go. Jeez, what the heck am I? Let's do. Okay. I need to lay out all the panels except for B, a D, and B. I have to get rid of this. All except one. What happens if I touch all 9? And nothing. I am just really having trouble with this. Right. Still the B. My freaking gosh. Maybe if I try this. No. What the heck am I supposed to do? Yeah, I think I just found pretty much the hardest puzzle in the game. Really, it's that simple. Yeah, I just pretty much hate this puzzle. I really, really, really hate this puzzle. You did, Junpei. You're so smart.
You seem to have done an excellent job and solved the puzzle. Just what I've expected of you, Junpei.
Hey, come on, you're embarrassing me.
Whoa, whoa, don't get cocky, kid. We don't got time for that. Look at this. Check out the right edge of the control panel. The lid slid open, and something came out.
And so we got a cross emblem. Screw that puzzle, screw it, screw it, screw it. So we got this. Hey, this looks familiar. This monitor is part of this machine. It's really dim though. It's got a map of the world on it, but I can barely see it. Junpei, it looks like there's a compass on there. Ah, now I get it. What do you mean? I guess you weren't there, Clover, but I solved a puzzle like this one in the wheelhouse. I think I just need to do the same thing here. The same thing? The important part is this nautical table we just found. I just have to match up the directions of the compass with the lines on the nautical table. I used the steering wheel in the wheelhouse, but this time, I think I'm going to use the wheel attached to the side here. Okay then, show me, now! Of course. Maybe I'll run through the instructions. This looks like it probably works the same way the steering wheel in the wheelhouse did. If I just touch the direction I want to turn to, the compass will turn that direction. Then just gotta press stop when the compass is pointing to where I want it to. I'm betting something will happen if I do it right. Alright, let's do this. And of course, we got the hint of these directions. Yeah, of course, they don't even tell you what directions you gotta go. You just gotta look at the directions and pretty much assume that. So first off, we gotta go south. Then, we gotta go west. Then southeast. Then northeast. East. Then north. And finally back to the east. Alright, I won a prize! Oh wait, this isn't a carnival, never mind. Yay, you did, Junpei! Good boy, who's a good boy? Ugh, knock it off.
Hey, we don't have time for screwing around right now. Check out the right side of the monitor. It just kind of slid open and something came out.
Oh, yeah. I heard noise too. You know that big box in the hall by the exit? I think it made noise. Like something unlocking, you know? A noise, huh? And so we got a helm emblem. Alright, so a big box. You mean this one? And there's something written on these pieces of paper. Looks like we got 3 sheets on this stuff. And new material has been added to the file screen. And we got Morse code charts. The Morse code chart was on the steel shelf of the small card room as a Morse code key for the letters A to I. Short mark is called DIT and made by tapping the button, and the long mark is called DA and made by holding the button down. So basically we're gonna have to do the Morse code puzzle again. Of course, too bad that this previous stream cut off at a point where he did the Morse puzzle down in kind of like the captain's quarters. Yeah, but this looked different. There's nothing left in the cabinet. And oh, we got this. Let's see what happens when I... Whoa. Well, now that we got something on the screen at least. Huh? What is this? Oh, wait a minute. I saw something like this when I figured out that Morse code puzzle back in the communications office. Morse code? Yeah. The dots on here look like dits for Morse code. There's 2 dots on the first line, 4 on the second, and 1 on the last. Ah, I'm afraid I don't understand. Well, perhaps you should give it a shot anyway. Alright, I'll try. Before I do that, though, maybe I'll run through the instructions. If I just tap the button, it'll enter DIT. If I hold the button down, it'll enter DA. Once we enter an answer, it'll automatically determine if it was the correct answer or not. I can also switch through the code sheets I got by touching the 3 icons over on the right. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, thankfully we don't have to flip through the hints. So, we got 2 for the first line, 4 in the second, and 1 in the last. Unfortunately, there's not many codes. So what happens if I just leave? Yeah, nothing. No hints or anything? Nothing? And look at the cameras. These monitors hanging down from the ceiling. Each screen shows a room on the ship. Alright, let's give it another shot. Yeah, know the instructions. So it's got to end with either an E or a T. No, it's not Ace. Yeah, I don't even get a hint or anything. You just have to expect to know the solution, and there we go. Pretty much. That's what I'm guessing, right? What the heck could the solution be? Well, I've see another solution there. It's pretty much a long shot, but what I've heard might be correct. Ice. Of course, Alice was here. What it looks like.
I see. It seems you have solved the puzzle, Junpei. Excellent work. The answer was ice.
How did you know?
All I had to do was listen to the sounds the machine made. After that, it was a trivial matter to decode them. Ah, yes. I believe I heard a noise from somewhere on the right of the device after you solved the puzzle. It sounded rather like something sliding open. Do you see anything that could have made that noise?
Yeah, that's true.
Ah, yes. One more thing. I hear a noise from the back of this device. Rather like metal striking wood or something similar, I would say. Well, it's nothing we need to concern ourselves about.
And we have the code emblem. But I'm still a bit, sounds something weird about the ice thing. Nothing in there anymore. Morse code for ice. And control panel, buttons doesn't do anything. Oh, I haven't checked this one yet. The metal sure looks pretty sturdy. It's framed with black and yellow warning stripes. Right? Let's open it. Oh my gosh, it's Alice's, oh wait, that does not look like Alice's coffin, but it's a coffin, any chance it looks exactly like the same coffin that had the gun. Oh, holy shit. That is pretty damn creepy. There's a coffin in there. A coffin. Coffin. Oh man, does Seven think? Yeah, he's all pale. He's thinking the same thing I am.
No way. Could this be?
I'm sorry, but what's going on?
It's a coffin! I wonder if there's a vampire in it. Right, I guess Clover and Snake don't know the story. Man, I can't bring myself to tell them.
Well, at any rate, let's have a look around.
Oh, got no choice but to open the coffin. Alright, fine. I'll open it. Okay, Junpei, you can do this. It's just a box. It's just a box. Oh, holy shit, this is a coffin. There's going to be something horrible in there, I just know it. Okay, okay. Deep breaths. Here we go.
Oh man, there's nobody in there. Shit, can't believe I'm scared of something like that.
What do you mean, nobody? Were you expecting someone to be in there?
It's a long story. Ask Junpei about it sometime.
Well, just like Seven said, there's nobody in there. There is something in there, though. Well, two somethings, actually. What is that? I'm sorry, I just cannot see because the gosh darn arrows in the way. Oh. That kind of looks like the Neptune key. There are two things in the bottom of the coffin.
Looks like we got a plate with an emblem on it, and...
The Neptune key! Yes, we finally found it! Now we can get through the hallway!
Well, that's correct, Clover, but we do need to get out of this room first, you know.
Yeah, I know. Okay, let's get the hell out of here as quickly as possible. I don't have any objections to that. I don't think we'll use the Neptune key in this room. It's really important though, so I'll keep it in my pocket for now. As far as this other thing goes, we have the coffin emblem. What? Okay. There's gotta be something here that we can use the emblems for. Ah, over here! Alright, I put the emblems in the 4 indentations on the desk, but... Huh? Nothing's happening. Wait, what's Snake doing?
I feel symbols engraved just above each indentation. On the upper left is the steering wheel symbol. On the upper right, the cross symbol. On the bottom left, the mysterious circle symbol. And lastly, the waffle patterns engraved near the bottom right indentation. Additionally, each symbol seems to be given a number. 1 steering wheel, 2 cross, 3 mysterious circle, and 4 waffle patterns. Perhaps we need to insert the emblems in this order?
That order, huh? Oh, fine. First is the helm emblem. Let's just drop the emblem of the steering wheel in here. Whoa. Well, now we got something on the monitors, at least.
What's that?
Looks like some kind of puzzle. I wonder if these are the rules. Here, I'll read them to you. When you touch a numbered area, that area will be selected and it'll turn blue to indicate this. Touching a numbered ball after selecting an area will cause that ball to be moved to that area. However, you cannot move the red balls. You can only move 3 to 5 balls in a single area. Press the check button once you have moved all of the balls, except for the red ones, which you cannot move. The digital root of the balls in an area must match the number for that area. Oh yeah, that kind of sounded familiar, pretty much. Yeah, we gotta find the digital roots. That's it. I still don't really get. Oh, really, Junpei? It's just like the notary game we've been playing all this time thus far. Whatever, like they say, practice makes perfect. Let's give it a shot.
Don't you mean practice makes perfect?
Hey, let's see you solve the next one. Then you can make fun of me. Alright, so it kind of looks like we gotta have a Digital Root 6 and Digital Root 3. However, 9 is simply not available. So we can either do Form 4 or 5 and 3, kind of what it looks like. I'm gonna try to see if I can focus on getting the 6 first. So let's see. 8 and 7, that's 15, which makes a Digital Root 6. However, I need something, some more that needs 9. So perhaps 6 and 3. Then let's try this. 3, 7, and 12, which is 3. I think that works. Okay, this is it, right? But nothing's happening.
There are still 3 more indentations left empty. I imagine something will happen when they're all filled. Doesn't that seem likely?
Alright, next I think was the, I think that was the, cross. That's what you said, Snake? Okay, let's put in the emblem of the cross.
Hey, Junpei, something just showed up on the screen.
This puzzle sure looks a lot like the last one.
Yeah, but there are more of those red balls you can't move.
The numbers for each area are different too.
Looks like it's got the same rules as the last one, though. You sure you don't want to double check that?
No, I'll be fine. If I get confused, I can just look at the screen over there, right? Anyway, like they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Let's give it a shot.
Isn't that a picture is worth 1,000 words?
Hey, shut it. At least I'm trying, alright? And now the number 1 ball cannot be moved, and we got 1 and 7. Alright, so let me just try to focus on the 1 first. So let's have the 15 right there. Actually, no. I have to get something that totals 10. Which would be 5, 2, and 3. Then 7 would be 4 and 6 to be 10, 17, and 25. That's 7.
That's awesome, Junpei. There are only 2 left now. You can do it.
Alright, next it said was probably the circular symbol, I believe. Okay, let's put in the emblem of the secret code.
Damn, this puzzle looks a lot like the last one. Looks like the rules are the same, though.
Don't you think you should double check it? Come on, this is the 3rd time I've done this. It'll be fine. So this,
If you can't think of anything clever, please don't strain yourself. You might hurt something.
Ugh, shut up. Just give me a break, alright? I'll think of something. Really, Junpei? And this time we got 7 and 7, and we have no choice but to do 3 and 3. We pretty much have no choice. Let's see. So A has to go 1, so let's try to build off of that and try to get 16. Oh, 14 and 16? Yeah, that works. And, yeah, of course, 9 and 7.
Excellent work, Junpei. You've only got 1 left. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, we got 1 coffin left. So let's see what happens when I put the emblem of the coffin into this indentation.
This is the 4th one. This puzzle looks a lot like that last couple.
I think this is probably the last one.
Once we solve this puzzle, I'm sure something will happen.
Alright. I'll solve it in no time. And we have a 9. Unfortunately, we have quite a bit of a predicament. We only have 5 balls. And we cannot have less than 3 or more than 5 into a room. But who says that all the balls can't be in one room? So let's just add up the numbers and find out the digital root. So we got 6 and 11 plus 15, that's 26, which gives us a digital root of 8. Huh? Where'd that noise come from? Underneath the keyboard? Way to go, Junpei! You answered all the questions!
Damn, Junpei, good job.
Hey, did you hear something just now?
Yes, I heard that as well. From the bottom left corner of the desk, I believe.
This one? Oh my gosh. It's the original 4 Nonary game designers.
A picture? What the?
Well, we certainly recognize the guy on the left. That's Ace, the guy from second to left. That was the Knife Man, what it looks like. Guy on the right, that's definitely Cap. And the guy from second from the right, that I'm guessing was the Guy X.
What the hell is this? This man with a mustache on the right. He's the same guy we found murdered in the captain's quarters.
That's Cap.
He had the Zero bracelet on his left arm. And this second man with the glasses and a doctor's coat.
Yeah, that's the Knife Man.
He's the Ninth Man. The one with bracelet number 9. He died after he went into door 5. But this guy, the one in the striped suit.
Oh, Ace.
Man. That's Ace.
Yeah, I guess it is.
No doubt about it.
But what does it mean? What is Ace doing in this picture? Not only Ace, the Ninth Man and Cap too. And they look happy, like they knew each other well. Why? How? How in the world are these 4 men connected?
You say Ace is in that picture?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it was taken recently though. Ace, the Ninth Man, and Cap all look about 10 years younger.
Ah, so the Ninth Man and the man you found murdered in the captain's quarters are also in the picture?
Yeah.
Is there anyone else? Or are there only 3 people in the picture? I'm afraid I can't see it.
No, there's one more guy.
And chances are it's Guy X.
He's got kinda long hair, he looks smart but a little cold. He's the only one I don't recognize.
What's the date of the photograph?
It doesn't have one.
Did you look on the back?
Back?
Yes, the reverse. The other side.
Huh. Praying for the success of the Nonary project. With Nijisaki, Kubota, and Musashito.
General Hankaro wrote that?
Were the organizers of the Nonary game 9 years ago. That means Ace, the Ninth Man, and Cap were all responsible for making it happen. But I feel like I should be more shocked about this. It's almost as if that's just how things were always supposed to be. Why? Why am I not surprised? Ace was the one in charge of the Nonary project. But why? Why am I so calm? It's like I already knew.
From the other timeline, you discovered about truth is gone, truth is gone, truth is gone.
Ah, of course. I understand now. Ace was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. He was the one who invented the game 9 years ago. He was Gentaro Hongo.
Ace is Hongo?
I had my suspicions from the beginning. Their voices were similar. Too similar to be a coincidence. I could never forget his voice. It was the voice of the devil. Couldn't be sure though. After all, I had no way to check. I certainly couldn't ask him. Even if I had known, however, I would never have told you. Zero made it quite clear what would have happened if I did.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea.
Huh?
I didn't know that Ace was Hongo.
Oh, yes. I suppose you wouldn't have. 9 years ago, you were in Building Q in Nevada, but Hongo was in the Gigantic with us.
I know. That's why I didn't know what Hongo looked like. But why? Why didn't you tell me? I mean, I'm your sister, right? You could have told me.
I'm sorry. I apologize for keeping this from you. But if I'd told you, Clover, I would have told everyone else. And if you did, then I would have been forced to tell them about what happened 9 years ago. I had to prevent that.
Hey, Junpei. You think I could borrow that picture for a sec?
Sure.
Hongo Kubota. Nijisaki Musashito. Hongo Kubota. Nijisaki Musashito. Hongo Kubota. Nijisaki Musashito.
Hey, Seven, do you...
Shut it! Just be quiet. I'm this close to remembering. this closer.
But, didn't he say something like that in room 2?
Hongo Kubota Nijisaki Musashiro Cradle Pharmaceuticals Nonary Project. Shit.
What?
What's wrong?
Holy shit, this is nuts.
What's nuts?
I remember
Remember what?
everything.
Everything?
Yeah, I remember all of it. My memory's back.
Thank God.
I remember what happened before I got snatched.
What?
Let me tell you what happened. Like Snake said, Ace is Hongo from the right. The other three are Musashido, Nijisaki, and Kubota. Musashido was the man with the cash. Nijisaki was Hongo's right-hand man. And Kubota developed the actual technical details of the experiments.
How do you know all this?
Come on, man, I told you, I finally got my memory back.
No, that's not what I mean. I'm trying to ask you why you knew all this stuff in the first place, before you forgot it.
You really want to know?
Of course.
Me too.
This is gonna take a while. Hell, it'll probably take me a good 3 days to tell you everything.
Well, we don't have 3 days.
Just give us the short version, alright?
Short version, huh? Alright, fine. I'll give it a shot. No promises, though. I'm a detective. It's a little awkward to say this about myself, but you could probably consider me a lone wolf type. I hold to my own code, because I think doing what's right is more important than doing what you're told.
Yeah.
That's why I followed my gut that night. A slim lead brought me to the wharf. It was 9 years ago. The wharf had been cold as fuck, and I could barely see squat. I was investigating a mess of kidnappings, all of them children. It all had one thing in common. A history of visits to one particular hospital. A hospital under the management of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. And my investigation had turned up evidence that Cradle had been involved in the kidnappings. After a little sweet talking, I managed to finally get a real lead from someone inside Cradle. My source told me this.
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
So I headed to the wharf. In the shadows, I searched the harbor until I found the ship I was talking about. There was a bunch of movement there. Men in black suits, many of them were carrying large bags. Bags. There was something about the way they moved as they were carried. No doubt about it. There were human beings in those bags. I moved before I realized it. I came out of hiding with my gun already in my hand.
Don't move.
I felt metal touch the back of my head.
Drop the gun. I could kill you right now. It'd be easy to get away with it, too. Just tie an anchor to your feet. No one would find you for a week. That what you want? The fish here would love a meal.
I kept digging the cold metal thing into my skull. There was nothing I could do. I did what he said and laid my gun on the ground. Then suddenly, there was a sharp pain in my neck. Needle. A drug? That was my last thought. My face hit cold concrete. I was out like a light after that. I woke up on a hard floor. Damn it! Shit, my head hurts. I did a quick once-over of the room. Where am I? A small, shabby bed, a dirty sink, a toilet with no privacy. I'd seen it countless times as a cop. I'm in a cell, huh? Facing the toilet was a door set into the wall. I was still pretty woozy, but I made my way over to it. I pushed and pulled on it, but... it won't open. Not like I expected much else. Would be dumb enough to put me in a cell and leave it unlocked. Threw myself against the door a few times, but it wouldn't budge. I knew it. I gave up and made my way back to the bed, and sat down. I sat there for a very, very long time. Who knows how long.
Yeah, so far this is kind of like the same story in room 2. Hopefully, it's extended this time. Hopefully we find out more information.
Then, I heard a faint voice. The voice was far away. I couldn't understand what it was saying, but I could hear one. It was pretty high, probably a little kid. Huh? No, it was several. I hear 5, or 6, maybe more. Where? Where are they coming from? I pressed my ear to the wall and tried to listen through it. No, that's not it. Left. It's coming from under the bed? I hauled on the metal frame and flipped the thing over. And there it was. The bed had hidden an air vent under it. The hole in the wall was covered by a metal grate. I dropped flat on the floor and peered through the grate. I couldn't see shit, but I knew it in my gut. This was where those voices were coming from. Hold on. Why are there kids here? But then, when my inside man told me, it popped into my head.
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Am I on that ship? It didn't matter. All I knew was I had to get to those kids. I checked out the metal grate. Could I fit? I stuck my fingers in and grabbed it. Then... Yeah! How do you like that, you son of a bitch? I finally got the damn thing off. Sweat was dripping down my face. So I wiped it off and crawled inside. The first bit or so was tight. I had a wriggle on my belly. It wind up eventually, and there was space for me to crawl along on my hands and knees. I went from crawling like a worm in dirt to skittering like a bug. Couldn't say it was much better, but I'd take what I could get. And when I'd been in the thing long enough to start wondering where it'd take me, a massive sound nearly scared the piss out of me. It was like a heavy metal door had just been slammed shut. Then, there was a voice.
18 minutes? I thought it usually took place in 9.
What? I wasn't sure what it meant, but anything with incinerator is bad news. Then, almost as if that was a cue, I heard a mess of young-sounding voices. A bunch of them were straight up screaming in terror. And all the sounds together made a howl that made the hair on my neck stand straight up. Damn it! What the hell is going on here? I scrambled through the duct as fast as I could. I made a giant racket, but I didn't care at that point. I soon found a metal door on the left side of the duct. The kids were screaming on the other side. I found it. I yanked the handle and threw the door open. I almost ripped the metal off its hinges. What the hell is this place? I couldn't believe what I saw. The room had a dome up top. There had to be about 9 walls, all the same size. The ceiling was an upside-down funnel, almost like a chimney. I looked down. There they were. The kids I'd been searching for. They all gawked up at me, suddenly silent. For the moment, from surprise and fear.
Okay, judging by the looks of things, I could definitely recognize Snake and Santa. And that really does look like Jun Kurashiki. Oh my gosh, so she really did die. Oh, sorry, Akane Kurashiki, so she really did die. Oh my gosh.
Scared of the room or me, I couldn't tell. Probably both, actually. Not like I can blame them running into a mug like this when we're already scared shitless. I snorted at my own dig at myself and turned to the kids. Don't worry, kids, I'm not your enemy. I'm one of the good guys. All of them stood there, frozen. Well, except one. He was a boy, slightly older than the others, in a private school uniform.
Who the hell are you?
He stepped forward and glared at me suspiciously. I'm a detective. I'm here to rescue you. It looked like they relaxed some the second I got the words out.
How are you gonna help us?
Where's the exit?
There isn't one. The doors we came in through won't open, and the door over there...
He kinda cut himself off. I think he was considering something before he changed his mind.
Anyway, there's no point. We can't all get out of here. If we don't get out of here, we're gonna be burned to death.
Burned to death?
Can't you hear it? That voice said the incinerator's gonna start up soon. So...
The voice spoke again.
Incineration will begin in 15 minutes.
They only had 15 minutes. I looked back down at the kids. Looks like a good 20 or 30 feet to the floor. No way I could pull them up. Too big of a distance for any of us to reach. What the hell was I gonna do? But then I got an idea. Wait right there. I'm gonna be right back.
What? Where is he going? Are you just gonna leave us here?
They just got frightened again. I'm not the best at that kind of thing, but I try to reassure them with a smile. Don't worry, all right? I'll be back, I promise. So just stay calm and wait right there. Got it? I didn't wait to hear them respond. There wasn't time. I had to hurry. Well, as fast as a guy could on his hands and knees. Didn't take me long to get back to my cell. Still no way out of there, but I had a plan. I needed something from the room. When I got it, I dove back into the hole and took off towards the incinerator. Then... Sorry to keep you waiting, guys. I tipped out the doorway and dropped down the rope I brought with me. Back in the cell, I'd torn the bed sheets into strips and tied them together to make a rope. Sloppy, but it got the job done. All right, just tie that around yourself, okay? I'll pull you up one at a time.
Right.
Huh. Wait a sec. Something was off. There were more of you before. Where'd the rest of you go? The boy in the uniform answered.
I let them go on ahead. We opened the number 9 door and they left.
What? You're telling me you opened that door?
That's what I said.
Then what the hell are you doing here?
We couldn't go with them.
Why not?
Look, the only people who can go through the numbered door.
He was in the middle of explaining.
Incineration will begin in 5 minutes.
The wall shook a bit and the voice bouncing around.
Look, that can wait, all right? Just get us out of here!
Right! I grabbed onto the rope. First one I pulled was a girl with a ponytail. Next was a girl with a red necktie. A boy in a jacket came after. He said he'd climb up on his own. The boy in the uniform was the last up. The other kid, he climbed up the rope himself. He looked pretty scrawny, but I guess he was stronger than he looked. He moved fast, but when he was almost to me, we heard some knocking. Everyone looked at the door. It had a thick, square window set into it. On the other side, an angry face was staring in.
Oh my gosh!
What's going on here? Why is the room empty? Where the hell are those fucking kids?
Oh my gosh.
The door opened, and a man stepped in looking half mad with fury. I recognized his face. I saw him many times in photos during my investigation. The man's name was Gintaro Hongo, the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
Jeez.
Hongo saw the boy hanging from the rope. Yeah! It was like he was an animal. He lunged for the rope. Hurry!
I know!
The boy in the uniform booked it up the rope.
You son of a bitch! Get back here, you little shit!
15 feet. 10. The second I could reach the kid, I grabbed him. I hauled him up and tossed him into the duct behind me.
No! No!
Hongo had lost it. His face didn't even look human. It was like the bastard pulled off his fake face. He was really a terrifying devil or some kind of damn monster. I quickly reeled in the rope, leaving a furious Hongo yelling at me from the floor.
You fucking bastard! You won't get away with this! How dare you compromise this experiment!
Experiment? What experiment?
Incineration will begin in 1 minute.
Hey, old man! What the hell are you doing? Hurry up!
The boy in the uniform was trying to get my attention. I may have thrown a salute in the raging asshole's face before I closed the door behind me.
See ya!
The boy was going back to the cell, so we went down the other direction instead. After about 30 feet, we came across another duct on the left. This one was heading down. He nodded and took turns sliding down it. The duct emptied us out into a narrow hallway. There was a door on either side. The one on the left was a normal double door. But the one on the right was familiar. It had black and yellow stripes. A device next to it on the wall. A plate on it read, Incinerator. Incinerator?
Yeah, that's where we were.
It was the girl with the red tie who answered me. We were inside an incinerator?
Yeah, Hongo might still be there. It looks like it's been shut off, though.
Wait, what? If he's still in there...
Yeah, that's not good.
That meant we better. We gotta get out of here. Go to the other door, hurry! The kids started running, and I was close on their heels. On the other side of the door was a large spiral staircase. Run! Didn't need to tell them twice. Up and up and up. Feet pounded the steps. Our arms pumped fast. Round, round, around. The devil was on the tail. The stairway kept going. We passed a couple of landings when the boy in the uniform suddenly spoke.
Something's up. Akane's not catching up to us.
Akane?
My kid's sister. The girl with the red necktie.
Akane. That's strange. I didn't remember seeing that name in the list of missing kids.
Hey! Akane!
He kept his hands around his mouth and yelled.
Nobody answered him.
Maybe we outran her.
The boy in the uniform skidded to a stop. He stopped too. So did the other two kids. When did we do that?
Well, we passed a couple big rooms on the way here. Maybe she took a rest in one of them?
No, that's impossible.
Sorry, Grandpa. You keep going. I gotta go look for her downstairs.
Turn to go.
The kid, wait! Damn it, I said wait!
I don't think the kid even heard me.
Fuck!
I spun around to the boy in the jacket, the girl with the ponytail.
I'm going after him. You two keep going, all right? You got it?
The girl nodded and ran up the stairs. But the boy...
I'm going with you.
Gosh darn it, Snake.
I didn't have time to argue. I just nodded and took off down the stairs. I could hear him following me. He ran all the way to the bottom floor, calling for her. Akane was nowhere to be found.
God damn it, where the hell did she go?
I could tell the kid was frustrated. And then suddenly...
Help me! Somebody help me!
We heard a girl's voice.
Akane!
The boy in the uniform threw open the door and leapt into the hallway by the incinerator. We rushed in after him. I couldn't for the life of me believe what we were seeing. That bastard Hongo had Akane by the arm and was forcing her into the incinerator.
Oh my gosh, just thought I could hate Ace even more. Just frickin' really.
Come on, goddammit, move!
No, I don't want to! Let me go, please! Let go of me!
She planted her feet squarely on the floor and was struggling to get away. But Hongo was bigger and stronger. She wasn't gonna win.
Akane!
Her brother roared with anger and charged toward Hongo.
Help me!
Oh, now we know it's Akane.
Ah! You're too late, idiot!
Hongo lifted Akane bodily into the air and threw her, still fighting him, into the incinerator. Before we could even blink, Hongo had leapt through the door after her. We saw him land inside.
Oh no.
Then, the door slammed shut. We ran to the door. We did everything we could think of to get the thing open. But...
Fuck! It's no use! Goddamn thing won't move an inch!
He started slamming his fists against the door. He was close to shattering his knuckles with how hard he pounded on it.
Akane! Akane! Are you okay?
You came back!
Her voice was muffled, but all of us could hear the sheer terror in it.
What should I do? I think I'm trapped in here!
Where's Hongo?
He went out the other door!
What?
Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 18.
God dang it, Ace, really?
Please evacuate the incinerator immediately.
Alright, anybody who's played through this game to the end and gotten the true ending will immediately hate Ace. I don't think a single person will ever like him.
Repeat. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged.
I certainly hate Ace and wishes he'd just go burn instead of in the incinerator instead of Akane.
You fucking kidding me? It's the same damn thing!
Are you there?
Yeah, we're here. Just hang on, alright? We're gonna figure out a way to save you.
His words would have seemed like a sick joke to her if she'd been able to see how white and bloodless his face was right then.
Incineration will begin in 17 minutes.
Please help me! I'm really scared! I don't want to die!
It's gonna be alright. I'll figure something out. I promise. I promise, okay? You hear me? I promise!
It was torture listening to her sobbing on the other side of the door. Her brother was nearly crying himself. He could only stand there, fists clenched so tight his knuckles were white.
God dang.
what happened then?
Come on, man. Put yourself in my shoes. It doesn't end good. You think I want to remember that?
Then...
Yeah. Shit. If I'd known it was gonna be like this, I almost wish I hadn't remembered.
Hey, are you sure?
Huh?
Look, I don't want to ask this either, but... There's something I don't get. So if you could just tell me, did that girl, Akane, really...
Yeah, I'm sure. There wasn't anything we could do. After a while, the countdown ended, and we heard something... burning. The fire stopped, but we still didn't move. Me and the jacket kid were frozen. The boy in the uniform collapsed as if he couldn't hold himself up anymore. A few minutes passed. The door opened.
Oh my gosh.
The boy in the uniform tripped over his own feet running in. We followed, too numb to speak. The air in the incinerator was hot. Every breath made my lungs feel like they were on fire. It was like standing on hot asphalt. And in the middle of the room, there it lay. The kid's legs were shaking so bad, I don't know how he managed to walk. I couldn't see his face, but his body somehow looked empty. Finally, he reached it. He fell to his knees as his legs gave out on him. And then...
can I ask you one more thing?
What's that?
The girl, Akane. What was her last name?
What does it matter to you?
Just tell me, okay? Please?
Kurashiki.
Oh no. That's kind of what I figured, Akane Kurashiki. Oh my gosh.
Her name was Akane Kurashiki.
No, I don't think Junpei's gonna take this very well.
You were there that day, weren't you? The tall kid in the jacket. That was you, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. You are correct, Detective. Don't misunderstand me. I told you before how Zero threatened me. There was nothing I could do. I couldn't say anything about what happened 9 years ago.
So you're saying you're not working for Zero, right?
Of course not.
Clover, what about you?
Hey, come on! You really think I'm working with Zero? I told you before, you idiot! I was in Nevada, in Building Q. I did hear that a detective rescued the kids on the boat, but I didn't know it was you!
Well, I guess I believe you. Alright, let me ask you another question. Santa's real name is Aoi Kurashiki. He's Akane's brother. You know that?
No, I didn't. Did you?
Well, yes. I know Aoi Kurashiki was her brother, but I didn't know he was Santa. At least not from the beginning. 9 years ago, he was in the middle of puberty. His voice is entirely different now. I'm ashamed to say that even my exceptional hearing wasn't able to make that connection. As such, I had no reason to think Santa was Aoi.
When did you figure it out?
Clover told me that Santa might have been one of the subjects of the initial experiment. It was only a short while ago, while we were leaving the library. When she told me that, I had a feeling.
Santa is Aoi? Akane Kurashiki, June's brother? There's still a lot we don't know. I mean, like a lot. But there is one thing I think we can say we know.
What's that?
The body we found in the shower room. It had to be Nijisaki, dressed up to look like Snake.
Yeah.
What?
Come on, man, what kind of detective are you? You didn't figure that out already?
Hey, go easy on me, man. I just got my memory back, alright? Cut me some slack.
Well, if he is, the 3 murders make sense then, don't they? Yeah, that's right. Murder. Kubota blew himself up, but that was murder too. So why did these murders take place?
If Junpei is correct, and the body in the shower room was Nijisaki's, that means all of the people who were murdered were involved with the creation of the Nonary Project. Kubota, the person who conducted the actual experiments. Nijisaki, Hongo's assistant. Musashido, the man who financed the project.
You mean this was all just revenge? Santa is Zero. He's getting revenge for the death of his sister. That's why he killed them.
No, I don't think Santa actually murdered anyone. If I'm right, then it's not hard to figure out who the next victim's gonna be, is it?
Ace.
I'm pretty sure I don't have to tell you.
Yes.
Yep.
Right.
The next target will be Gentaro Hongo.
The person who planned the Nonary Project.
And the real a-hole during the whole thing.
In other words, Ace.
What? What the hell's going on here?
It must be 6 a.m. Our time is up.
Shit!
Come on, we need to get out of here.
How?
The cart!
I'm betting this sucker opens the exit. Come on, let's go.
And new material has been added to the file screen. And we got keycard 0. And of course our file. This was the picture that was taken 9 years ago. Oh my gosh. Let's just get the heck out of here already. Alright, let's just swipe this card. Junpei, look! It's unlocked!
Yeah, now we can go back to the library.
Hurry up, Junpei. We don't have time. Let's go. Alright, let's go. Alright, I seriously did not think those 2 rooms would take this long. Yeah, they really dug in quite a bit of the information down there. And I have a feeling what's after that is just gonna be more of a train wreck.
The shaking stopped.
Seek way out again.
It would seem so, but we are yet to be out of danger.
You're right. Let's hurry.
This exit needs the Uranus card too. Hey, Junpei.
Yeah, I know. All right, it's open. Let's go. Okay, Neptune Key, let's see if you work. Yes! I think it unlocked.
It says incinerator. So this is the incinerator.
This is the first time I've seen it from this side, but yeah, I think so.
Then there ought to be a lever near the door.
Yeah, right here.
Pull that and the door should open.
Got it. Let's go.
What the?
What the hell is going on? What's wrong? Are you okay?
Jumpy, you came to get me.
Of course I did. I made a promise.
I'm so glad you're here. So glad.
Hey, what happened to you?
I'm fine. I just fainted. I wasn't feeling very good. I'm feeling a lot better now, though.
Are you sure?
Yes. I just need to rest a little longer. I'm sure I'll be fine. You shouldn't worry about me.
Santa.
Hey, where is it? Where's the gun? You hide it somewhere?
I don't have it. I got sucker punched and they took the gun.
What? Who took it?
I'm guessing Ace.
What? Isn't that obvious?
I took the gun.
Yep.
Just what the hell do you think you're doing, Ace? Or maybe I ought to say Gentaro Hongo, CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
You have me at a disadvantage. And I don't like that. You know me, but I don't know you. Do you have any idea how much I've suffered? Can you even begin to understand my pain?
The pain of prosopagnosia, right?
Another irritating insect. And how do you know that?
Good question.
No matter. If you don't want to answer, it makes no difference to me. This is a waste of time anyway. It's time for me to go. First is 1. Give me your hand. 8. And with this, 9.
The 9th man. Kubota's bracelet.
I believe I've won this game.
Oh
I've had
no.
quite a time playing with you. I must thank Zero, I suppose.
Wait, what? Ace doesn't know who Zero is. What the hell are you planning, Santa?
At any rate, this game ends now. I will escape, and the rest of you will have a slightly less pleasant ending.
Oh no.
I suggest you enjoy your final moments. Goodbye. Wait!
What?
What? Why isn't it opening? One more time. Now open!
Sorry, Ace. You lose.
What is this? Why? The digital root should be 9. It has to be 9. Then why? Why isn't it opening? Now!
Ooh.
No!
Oh, that was close. Too close. Thank you, Seven.
Don't mention it. Just one punch ain't enough of this piece of shit. After what he did 9 years ago, I ought to rip him to pieces.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
But if a suspect can't talk, they ain't much good. Once he's locked up in a cell, we're gonna have a little chat.
9 years ago? Then you must be...
Yeah, you finally figured it out, dumbass.
Ace, you killed Kubota, Nijisaki, and Musashido, didn't you?
Wait, Nijisaki?
Oh, right. You don't know yet. All right. We'll just go through them in order then. Let's start off with Kubota. You talked to Kubota and managed to convince him to go into Door 5 alone. You killed him without making it look like you killed him. The way I figure it, you had 4 motives. 1. In the Nonary game, the number 9 is dangerous. Whoever had the 9 bracelet could join whatever team they wanted. Adding 9 to any number doesn't change the digital root, which means that number 9 could do whatever they wanted. You wanted to remove that threat as soon as possible. 2. You wanted the number 9 bracelet for yourself, so that you could make use of its power. In fact, you did use it in the murder of Nijisaki. 3. Even if his number hadn't been 9, Kubota was a problem. He knew your past. He knew what had happened 9 years before. You needed to silence him before he told anyone. 4. But last, and perhaps the most disturbing, you used Kubota as a test. You wanted to know how serious this Nonary game was. Was it truly life or death, or simply a harmless prank? You convinced him to break the rules so you could see what would happen. That was why you killed Kubota. But he was only the first. Next was Nijisaki. While everyone was off looking for the missing parts for the Reds, you ran into Nijisaki near the big hospital room. However, because of your prosopagnosia, you didn't realize he was Nijisaki, chiefly because, when you met him, he was dressed like Snake. That was why you thought Nijisaki was Snake.
No, that's not... That was Nijisaki? Why? How did...
I'll get to that. Anyway, you thought he was Snake. Snake was one of the kids in your experiment 9 years ago. You remembered him because he was the blind kid, but his presence made you think. Snake was one of my subjects 9 years ago. He probably hates me.
Then by that logic, he should have gotten rid of Santa, pretty much.
But if that's true, why isn't he saying anything? Is he keeping quiet because he can't see? Or perhaps he's working with Zero to get revenge on me. Whatever the reason, anyone who knows my past is a threat. Before he tries anything, I need to get rid of him. That was when you decided you had to kill him. The murder weapon was Kubota's bracelet. You just waved it over the Red. Verified your own number and then grabbed Nijisaki's arm and forced it over the scanner panel. Then, when the door opened, you kicked him in. 9 seconds later, the door closed. And then 81 seconds passed. And poor Nijisaki was dead.
You mean to say Snake is still alive?
Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm as good as new.
Ha 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 ha.
Thank you for killing the wrong man, but I can't say I like knowing that you wanted me dead. Although, to be honest, even if you hadn't tried to kill me, I would still hate you very much.
Same here, Snake, after what he's done 9 years ago.
Well, I wouldn't blame you.
Last but not least, let's talk about Musashido's death. When Clover and I were investigating the chart room, you came over to talk to me. Do you remember what you said?
Oh, a pocket watch. Might I take a look at it?
I handed it to you, and you left the room. You had been in charge of the Nonary project. Of course you would have known the solution to every puzzle, which would mean that you also knew how to get out of the wheelhouse. All you had to do was place the watch in the indentation on the door to unlock it.
After saying the correct time, of course.
With the door open, you could enter the captain's quarters. Musashido was there. Conveniently placed next to him was an axe that practically begged you to kill him with it. You picked up that axe and buried the blade deep in the other man's chest. One blow was all it took, and then you returned to the chart room as if nothing had happened.
There was something I wanted to speak with you about, Junpei. Could you come with me for a moment?
I had no reason to say no, so I followed you to the wheelhouse. When we stepped inside, remember how you slipped your hand into my vest? You pulled out a piece of paper, the one I used to cheat during the vote. But that wasn't really what you were after. Your true purpose had been to slip the watch into my pocket. It wasn't a very good plan. Had way too many holes, and someone saying the wrong thing could have brought it all down around you. You must have been desperate. But what made you willing to risk it all to do it? Ace, Musashido's murder is the only one I don't understand. You obviously did it. But why?
Because of this.
What's with the paper?
Just read it.
Let's see. Number 1. There are 2 ways you might survive this ordeal. The first is to win the Nonary game. The second is for you to confess your sins of 9 years past. I have prepared a camera in the captain's quarters. The images captured by that camera will be streamed through a satellite and distributed across the world. Simply look into the camera and repent. Once you have confessed everything, I will release you from this ship. To make your confession more credible, I have left you a witness in the captain's quarters. Perhaps he will confess with you. The decision is yours. Do as you please. Zero.
When I awoke in that room on D-Deck, I found that in my pocket. That was why I chose door 1 when we voted. If I went through that door, I knew I could get to the captain's quarters. As you said, I knew how to enter the wheelhouse. My plan was to find the pocket watch before anyone else. If I could, then my alibi would be set. At least, that was the plan. Unfortunately for me, you got to it first. That sleight of hand was the best I could manage on short notice.
You meant to kill him from the beginning then? Musashido, I mean.
I only knew Musashido was the witness after I reached the captain's quarters. I asked him, and he answered. He seemed groggy. Perhaps he had only just awoken from sedation. I suppose Nijisaki was in much the same state. He seemed confused and disoriented when I encountered him. But yes, you are correct. I intended to kill him from the beginning, even though I didn't know who he was. I proceeded to the captain's quarters in order to remove this so-called witness.
Ace, you figured it out, haven't you? You were being manipulated.
Yes, so it would seem. I was little more than a puppet, in many ways. Everywhere I went, everything was already prepared. The Reds in the large hospital room were dismantled. Nijisaki was dressed like Snake. There was an axe in the captain's quarters. Musashido was delirious from the anesthetic, so he couldn't fight back. Nijisaki as well. In retrospect, I can't understand how I could have fallen into such a simple trap. But yes, this was a trap. It was Zero's trap. And I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. I did everything he wanted me to do.
Yeah. By manipulating you, Zero was able to kill 3 people and keep the blood off his own hands. All of this was revenge for what happened 9 years ago. That's why this Nonary game happened. Am I right, Santa?
Huh? What the hell are you talking about? I don't know any...
Ain't no point trying to play dumb anymore, Santa. Actually, I guess I should call you Aoi Kurashiki, huh? My memory came back to me, kid. You're Aoi Kurashiki. No doubt about it. Never thought I'd be back in this room talking to you. But hey, I guess this was all part of your plan, right? After all, the person who planned the nonary game this time around was Zero. And Zero's you.
Looks like you really do have your memories back, huh? Well, I guess there's no point in hiding it then, huh? Yeah, you got me. I'm Aoi Kurashiki. I was one of the kids in the nonary game 9 years ago. I made it out. So did Snake over there. But there's one thing... No, I guess there's two things you got wrong.
Two?
Number one, I ain't Zero.
What?
What?
Wait, what?
Sure, I was helping Zero out, but I'm really more of an assistant, like a secretary.
An assistant? Then who was the real Zero then?
But an assistant's only an assistant. I didn't come up with all this. All I did was follow Zero's orders.
Then, if you're not Zero, who is?
Calm down there, Junpei. Didn't I say two things? You made one more mistake. Junpei, you just said all of this was revenge for what happened 9 years ago. That's why this nonary game happened. But that's not it. Revenge isn't the only purpose.
Are you serious? It's not the only purpose?
There's another reason you guys are playing the nonary game. To save someone.
Who?
Save someone?
Right. You were brought here to help my sister, to save Akane.
Wait a minute. How do I help Akane again? I mean, wasn't she in the past 9 years ago or something?
What the hell are you talking about? Akane Kurashiki died 9 years ago in this room. I was there. I saw...
What the... Where the heck did she go?
What the hell? Where is she? Where's Akane Kurashiki? Ugh. Oh, my head. My head, it feels like it's gonna pop.
Seven! What the hell is going on?
I don't know. I just... Oh! I swear to God, my head feels like it's about to explode!
What was the Nonary Project? I'm sure you know already, but I'll tell you one more time. It was a project designed to test a particular phenomenon. And what was that phenomenon? For two organisms to communicate with one another in the absence of physical contact. The morphogenetic field theory. Could human beings use these invisible fields to exchange information? That was what this experiment was conducted to determine. There were two separate locations. One was the Gigantic, and the other was a building in Nevada called Building Q. The 9 children trapped in Building Q were faced with numerous puzzles, copies of identical ones on the Gigantic. They were told to send their answers into the morphic field set and transmit them to their brothers and sisters on the Gigantic. The transmitters were put in Building Q, and the receivers were put on the Gigantic. Each sibling pair was supposed to be split up, but there was a mistake. Akane was a transmitter. She should have been in Building Q. For some reason, she was placed in the Gigantic with the receivers, like me. Perhaps she was mistaken for someone who was supposed to be in Group A. Whatever the case, Akane ended up on the Gigantic. I think I've told you enough. You get it, don't you? I'm pretty sure you know where this is going, Junpei.
Where what is going?
Don't play dumb. You know things you shouldn't. Things you couldn't. How did you know Ace had prosopagnosia? How did you know why Ace wanted to kill Kubota and how Nichisaki was killed? Were you surprised when you found out Ace was Hongo? And what about the coffin Snake was trapped in? How the hell did you open it?
Well, that's...
He knew because I knew. Junpei receiving information that I sent to him through the morphic field set. And yeah, I'm not gonna hide any longer. In the novel version, right here in the novel screen, this is Akane talking. Yeah, of course, the adventure screen, that's just simply Junpei's perspective. Here, that's Akane. It's simple, really. How do I know the alternate futures, then? Imagine a river that splits in two, like an upside-down Y. The river flows from the top to the bottom from a single stream into two branches. It only flows in one direction. It can never flow backward. Information is the same way. It moves from the past to the future, but never flows backward. That's why people at the river's source, in the past, will never know about those downstream in the future. But the people downstream will never know about one another either. Information only flows along the path of the river. But I am different. I can manipulate the morphic field set to pluck knowledge from the future. I know what happens on either fork of the river. Even though the people on either fork know nothing about one another. Now, who am I? I am I, the ninth letter of the alphabet. But I'm also Zero. No, that's not true. I'm not really Zero. Not yet. Perhaps you could say I am less than Zero. Zero is my future. In 9 years, I will be Zero. Where'd she go? June. No, Akane. Where'd you go?
Santa!
Why is Clover? Oh shit.
Freeze.
Santa's got the gun. Guess he picked it up when we weren't watching. Looks like he's turned the table on Ace, though. Wonder how he likes having a gun to his head.
Get up.
Sure isn't about to take that gun off him for a minute, is he? Ace isn't putting up any kind of fight. I mean, I don't think I would either, but he just looks drained. I guess he's going for the door, huh? He doesn't need to verify go through that door, but...
Hey, what's your plan, Santa? What are you doing?
He can't get through any numbered doors with just two people. What the hell is he thinking?
Didn't I tell you? I'm Santa Claus. It's time for me to go make a wish come true.
That's it? That's all he's gonna give us? What the hell does that even mean? Shit, they're out. Oh dear. And now the gate's shut. Looks like the rest of us are stuck in here. They're all looking at me. At least Seven's head is gone. He seems to be alright. Well, I guess there's no harm in trying. Let's see if this door still opens.
Damn. Well, it looks like this door isn't opening anytime soon.
You mean we're trapped?
So it would seem.
What the hell is Santa trying to do?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, what?
Have you considered where we are? There can really only be one thing Santa would do now.
No, you can't be serious.
Oh, but he is. Shit, we gotta do something. Maybe we could still get out through door 9. There's the red. Yeah, alright, we could do this. I just gotta... No. It's not gonna work. There's no way. The 5 of us can't open this door. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 equals 26. 2 plus 6 equals 8. Is there any combination that'll work?
Junpei, can I borrow your pen and notebook?
Sure, why not? I don't think I'm going to need them. Ever again. Well, she certainly looks purposeful. Looks like she's writing equations. A lot of them. Huh? Oh man, she doesn't look very happy. What? Hey, no need to be ripping pages out like that. Jeez.
What the hell are you doing, Clover? Give me that!
Alright, at least 7 got away from her. Maybe now I can get a look at what she was writing. Let's see.
What? And there's no other way?
Lotus. Looks like she figured it out, though. Man, this is just too cool.
It's okay. Go.
Lotus.
Come on, you know we can't do that.
Don't give me that. I'm sure you'd love to get rid of me.
God damn it, you idiot!
Whoa, where the hell did that come from? Looks like she expected that about as much as I did.
Without... if you're not... Look, it'd be bad, alright?
For a cop, he sure doesn't have much confidence.
Yeah. If there weren't assholes like you around, I'd be out of a job.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh.
Look, I'm just not leaving you behind, alright? End of story.
7.
He's right. I'm not leaving you either.
Me too.
You didn't honestly think I'd abandon you, did you?
You're all idiots.
Act as tough as you want, Lotus. We can all see you're about to cry.
That being said, however, I doubt we would be able to open the door anyway, even if we were to leave Lotus behind.
Huh? Why?
I trust you remember what happened to Ace? I couldn't, see exactly what happened, but I was able to guess what he was attempting to do earlier at the Red.
Oh, yeah.
No! What is this? Why? The digital route should be 9! It has to be 9! Then why? Why isn't it opening?
Just to see. Why don't we give it a shot?
Give it a shot?
Yes, that is what I said.
Two plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 equals 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9.
You were right.
It ain't opening.
But it did open 9 years ago. The digital route was 9 then, I'm sure of it.
You think maybe they changed the settings?
Perhaps.
Shit. If we can't get through the door, we can't get out. The walls are way too high. There's no way in hell we could get to that hole 7 popped out of 9 years ago. All we could do is stand here and stare at this door with a 9 on it. I guess this is it. This is the end. And yeah, that's just pretty much spoiling it right now. Yeah, that's Akane vision. I was watching. I had watched everything that was reflected in his eyes. I was listening. Every sound that vibrated in his eardrums, I heard. Smell, taste, touch. I felt everything he felt. I knew. I knew everything about him. What he was thinking, what he was feeling, what he was sensing. All of his feelings and worries and fears became mine. My mind, my consciousness, was inside of him. Through the morphic field said we were resonant, and we were as one. I was him. At the same time, I was an observer. It started with a tremendous noise like a clap of thunder. That was approximately 9 hours ago. A bomb had gone from the ship we were on. That was when my resonance with him began. My resonance event melted into him and we became one. Inside of Junpei. Somehow, I found myself in Junpei's mind 9 years in the future. But I didn't lose myself. I was living in 2 realities at once. One was the present, and the other was the future. Perhaps you could think of it as 2 movies showing on the same screen at the same time. Eventually, it becomes difficult to separate them, and determine which movie is which. However, if I concentrated, I was able to focus on one or the other. That was why I was able to grasp what was happening in front of me.
Come on, over here!
That was my brother, Oi. He was yelling. I followed him. Around me were 7 other children. They all looked like they were about my age.
Come on, hurry up!
We ran down a long, straight hallway and burst into a large hospital room. Everyone was arguing. 2 of the boys got into a fist fight. A girl watching them began to cry. I want to go home, she cried. I want to go home. Another girl slapped the crying girl and glared down at her. It has been 2 hours since the Nori game began. We were starting to fall apart. But just when all hope seemed lost, Light started talking. He was blind. 9 years later, we would call him Snake. Oh, so that's Snake's real name, Light.
Hello? Everyone? Could you come over here for a moment?
He was older than most of us, and his voice had authority and dignity. The fights died down, and we gathered around him.
I have a little sister. She is very important to me. Right now, she is over in Building Q, and is desperately trying to send information over to me. Her name is Clover, and today is her 9th birthday.
Oh, that's very sneaky of you, Clover. You actually used your real name and made it seem like it's a pseudonym. That's clever of you, Clover. That's really clever of you, Clover. As he spoke, he pulled something from his pocket. In his hand were 9 four-leaf clovers.
I was going to give these to her as a birthday present. I was outside picking them when I was abducted. I'm sure I've already told you, but I am blind. For a man who can't see, collecting 9 of a very specific plant is... well, it is difficult. But my sister means a great deal to me. And I hope that these would show her how much I cared for her. Since it's her 9th birthday, I thought 9 4-leaf clovers would be appropriate. Every one of you has a brother or a sister in Building Q with Clover. For their sake, we have to survive. We have to get off this ship. Do you understand? If we're going to do that, there are 3 things you have to remember. We need trust and love, and we have to have faith in one another. If we can take all 3 of those to heart, then I promise that good luck will come our way. Did you know that the leaves on the 4-leaf clover mean faith, trust, love, and luck?
Oh, so that's where Santa got from.
Those words are leaf words. So if you believe what I've told you, and you understand, then I want you each to have one of these. They're a promise between friends.
He gave a clover to each of us. I took one too. Eventually he was left with only a single 4-leaf clover. He had one last thing to say.
Don't ever forget. So long as you have that, we will always be connected. Do you understand?
When he finished, the tension of only a few minutes before was gone. We were calm. After that, we ran around the ship for a while longer and opened several of the numbered doors until we finally found a door with the number 9 in it. In fact, there were 2 doors with 9 in them, and we found them in the chapel. We split into 2 groups and walked through the doors. Before long, we all found ourselves in a room with a ceiling that looked like an upside-down funnel. For some reason, this room had another number 9, but this time, it was the only one. But if there was only one door, that meant only 5 people could escape.
What are we gonna do? There aren't any other doors!
We began to panic. Then, as if things had not gotten bad enough already...
Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately. Repeat. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged.
What? What's happening? What did that thing say? That didn't sound good.
My brother always swirled hard and answered.
I think it means this room is gonna burn.
Burn!
The plaque on the door says incinerator, and that voice said that the incineration is about to start. And incinerate means to burn.
Abject terror filled the room as everyone began to scream and cry. Every pair of eyes were filled with despair. Then, high up on the wall, a door opened and a man appeared. He was a huge, frightening mountain of a man, as large as a bear. 9 years later, we would call him 7.
Don't worry, kids. I'm not your enemy. I'm one of the good guys. I'm a detective. I'm here to rescue you.
The rest happened just like 7 had said it did. The 4 of us who had stayed behind were saved by 7. We crawled through the vent away from the incinerator and slid down into the hall. We came out on the other side of door 9. On the wall opposite the door was a set of double doors. We went through those and began to run up the spiral stairs. As we ran, I led the way. Behind me were Nona, my brother Oi, Snake, and 7. The other children, the ones who got through door 9 before us, were up ahead. I could hear them cheering each other on. We ran and ran and ran. We leapt across as many stairs as we could and kept running. The stairs spiraled upward like a tornado. Eventually I pulled ahead of the rest. Perhaps Nona had slowed them down. I didn't want to lose them, so I slowed down as well. I didn't stop, but I glanced over my shoulder from time to time to see if they had caught up. That was when I realized...
No, where is it? Did I drop Jumpy's present?
I knew it with me when we passed the vent. Then, had I dropped it as we slid out? I had to go back. I had to. But I knew I couldn't tell the others. They would stop me. I was sure of that. I didn't stop to think. I simply moved. I ran to the central hall, the room that connected to all the other areas of the ship. I hid in the shadows, and moments later, I felt a rush of wind as they ran past me, up the staircase. I waited until they were out of sight, and then I ran. I moved as quietly as I could, down and down and down. Finally, I reached the bottom deck. I ran to the hallway and looked around frantically.
There it is!
It was just where I thought it would be, sitting under the opening of the vent. I ran over and snatched it from the floor, but as I ran back toward the stairs in freedom... Oh, crap. The door to the incinerator opened, and a man stepped out. It was Hongo. Jintaro Hongo. 9 years later, we would call him Ace.
Oh, how wonderful to see you decided to come back.
His smile made my blood run cold. It looked mechanical, as if someone had simply pulled up the corners of his mouth.
Come with me. We must continue the experiment.
I shook my head, eyes wide. Slowly, I began to walk backwards. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. Then I spun around and broke into a run. I felt Hongo's hand close over my left wrist.
I said, come with me.
There was an edge of insanity to his voice now. I pulled as hard as I could.
No! Stop! Let go of me! Let go!
I shook my body and flailed my arms, trying desperately to get Hongo to let go of me. But I was still only a child. I was no match for a man like Hongo.
Stop struggling, goddammit! Do as I tell you!
He heaved on my arm, trying to pull me into the incinerator. I screamed.
Help me! Somebody help me!
Then suddenly...
Akane!
The door to the stairs flew open, and my brother Oi burst out of it. Behind him came Seven and Snake.
Akane!
He cried my name again as he leapt toward Hongo.
You came back!
I cried out, but then...
Ah, you're too late, idiot!
Hongo threw his full weight against my arm, pulling us both into the incinerator.
Ah!
The force of it threw me to the floor. I scrambled on my feet and looked toward the open number 9 door. Hongo stood between it and me, but behind him I could see my brother, his fists clenched. But those fists never reached Hongo. With a cold, heartless screech of metal on metal, the door slammed shut. Hongo glanced at me mechanically, his face registering that there was an object there, but not anything he would consider a human being. Then he turned away, and walked to the red that sat next to the door. He reached into his pocket and removed 2 bracelets. He waved them both over the scanner panel. 2 asterisks appeared on the red. He checked the screen and then tossed the bracelets carelessly onto the floor. What was he doing? What was the point? He made no effort to explain himself, of course. He said nothing at all and walked past me as though I were nothing more than a rock by the roadside. A few moments later... the 2 other doors slid shut as well. Faintly, I could hear someone pounding on the door behind me. I turned around and ran toward the door with a 9.
Akane! Akane! Are you okay?
I could hear a voice from the other side of the door. A worried, frightened voice.
Help me!
My throat was already raw, but I screamed as loud as I could. My voice echoed lonely around the empty room.
What should I do? I think I'm trapped in here!
Where's Hongo?
He went out the other door!
What?
Then it started again.
Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Incineration will begin in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately.
Holy shit. Man, I knew what I was gonna say, but it has one hell of a creepy voice.
I knew it!
It's starting. Santa started the incinerator.
Fuck! Man, I never thought I'd hear that damn voice again after 9 years.
What the hell? What the hell? What in God's name are you talking about? It's 9 years this and 9 years that, and when it's not 9 years something, then you're talking about some sort of fucking experiments. You aren't making any sense.
I'm sorry, Lotus, but we really don't have time to explain it right now. I promise. I'll tell you everything once we get out of here.
But...
Incineration will begin in 17 minutes.
You know what that means, right? Incinerate means burn!
What kind of idiot do you think I am? I know what incinerate means.
Well,
God damn it! Okay, fine. I won't ask anything else. Talk about whatever you want. But you have to do something for me. 7, figure this out.
What? Why me?
Just shut up and stop this thing!
How the hell?
There has to be some sort of emergency shut-off button.
There isn't anything like that.
How the hell do you know?
Because I looked for it 9 years ago.
Yeah, Lotus isn't happy about that. Can't really blame her. Wait. The floor. It's moving. What else can I say about it, but...
What the hell is that?
what is that?
What else can I say? The floor opened and a machine rose up out of it. It looked like a computer. At least it kinda did. There was a monitor, a keyboard, and a cross-shaped device of some kind. Something about the machine scared me, but I forced myself to walk up to it. I was terrified. Tears poured down my face. I wiped them off, even as more took their place, and forced myself forward. Finally, I reached it. I looked at the screen. It was blank. All I saw was my own frightened face staring back at me from the glass, drenched in tears. All I can see on the screen is a reflection of my own face. I'm looking kind of freaked out. I know I'm sweating like crazy, but seeing it kind of drives it home. Okay, Junpei, just calm down, alright? Everything's gonna be okay. Gah! Man, I wish that thing would just shut up.
Incineration will begin in 15 minutes.
Alright, back to this thing. If it's only showing up now, then it's gotta be important. But, what the hell am I supposed to do with it?
Hey, move!
Gah! Hey, we're all tense, lady. That doesn't mean you get to shove people around.
It's turned on. There's nothing on the screen, though. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. If there's nothing on here, how are we supposed to do anything with it?
Sure, I'll just push buttons. I'm sure they'll... Huh. Well, at least it's on now. What's on the screen, though?
What is this?
What's up?
It looks like some sort of puzzle.
It's got a bunch of numbers and letters scattered across a 5x5 grid. The numbers range from 1 to 8.
Do you think that if we solve this puzzle,
the incinerator will stop? Yeah. Well, we can hope, right?
Alright, puzzle. How do you work? Oh man, that goddamn voice again.
Incineration will begin in 13 minutes.
Shit, 13 minutes. Can we really do this? My heart feels like it's gonna pop. My heart was pounding like it was about to explode. I stared at the puzzle on the screen. I was sure I had to solve it somehow, but I had no idea how. My connection to Jumpy had been gone for a while. His mind was gone. I couldn't get any more information from him. I felt the seconds tick by as I stared at the screen, completely lost. My cheeks felt hot as tears poured over them. Then I heard a voice.
Hey, what are you doing?
It was muffled. I turned around. Pressed against the window in the entry door was a face. A frightening, evil face. It was Hongo. How long had he been watching me?
Don't know what to do.
He was yelling, but his voice was still muffled.
It's simple, really. But I suppose I might as well tell you. Just solve the puzzle on that machine.
His laughter was muffled by the door, but still tore my heart like the claws of a vicious monster. I bit my lip and glared at Hongo, struggling to hold back hot tears.
you're a terrible person! I hate you!
Oh my! How could you call a gentleman such as myself a terrible person? That's not very nice.
Well, you're not a gentleman.
I'm quite fair. I don't use tricks or play dirty. You see? I've even left you a way out.
A way out?
Didn't you hear me? All you have to do is solve that puzzle. Do that, and you can stop the incinerator.
What's the point of stopping it? You'll only capture me and make me do this all again. I'm not going to listen to you. If
just going to throw me back in here. I might as well just die now.
My goodness, haven't you listened to anything I've said? I told you, I'm a fair man.
Huh?
If you solve the puzzle, the verification function of the red will in turn activate. If this experiment is to deliver valid results, there must be a chance of success. If you succeed, you will escape.
The verification function of the red?
Then I remembered. Before Hongo left the room, he had scanned 2 bracelets into the red.
Ah, so you do remember. Right now there are 2 numbers in the red. The first is 1, and the second is 3. Say, Akane, what's your number?
I looked down my left hand. The face on my bracelet showed a 5. 1 plus 3 plus 5 equals 9. I ran to the door with a 9 on it. I grabbed the red and put my hand against the scare panel.
You really aren't one for listening, are you?
I hear Hongo's muffled voice from across the room.
I've already told you, didn't I? Once you solve the puzzle, the verification function of the red will activate. In other words, if you haven't solved the puzzle, you can't enter your number. What kind of fool are you?
Why are you doing this?
You could never understand. You don't know what it's like to spend every day surrounded by monkeys. Now start the experiment. Solve the puzzle.
I can't! I don't know how!
Of course you don't. Isn't that the point? You understand, don't you? Access the morphogenetic field and find the solution.
I can't!
Then you'll die. You'll burn alive. It's gonna be quite hot in there in a few minutes.
I hate you, Ace. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
I imagine it will be very painful.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. His horrible laugh echoed across the room, and even after his face disappeared from a window, I could hear it.
Incineration will begin in 10 minutes.
I was crying, great gulping sobs broken by hiccups that shook my body. I was terrified. I could feel my fear pressing down on me like a tremendous weight. Somehow, I forced my shaking legs to carry me back to the device. I stared at the monitor.
I can't. I just can't. There's no way. I can't figure this out.
What was I gonna do? I didn't know. I didn't even know where to start. Fear scattered my thoughts, and all I could think of was how I was gonna die. My palms were sweating, and my blood was boiling in my veins. It was hot. So hot. I couldn't breathe. I felt dizzy. My heart roared in my chest as if it would pound itself to pieces. I reached into my pocket. I wrapped my hand around the thing I'd come back to get. The doll Jumpy had given me. At least I had that. I held it tight with both hands and prayed.
Help me! Jumpy! Help me! Help me! Help me! Jumpy! 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 Please! Help me! Jumpy!
Akane?
Akane?
Who the hell is Akane?
Shut up! Just shut the hell up!
7 and Lois don't understand. I think Clover and Snake have an idea, though. Clover's looking at me, and I think Snake may have figured it out. No, it doesn't matter. They're in my way. Where'd she go? Maybe over here?
Akane! Akane! Can you hear me? Akane! Say something!
Fuck. Did something break our connection? I swear I just heard her. Shit.
Akane! Answer me! Akane!
Jumpy?
I spun around. I heard a voice. His voice. I looked around. He wasn't in the room, of course. But I heard it so clearly. I heard so clearly, like it was right there.
Jumpy!
I screamed as loud as I could.
Akane!
Jumpy!
That's her. She's there. Then that means...
Akane! Akane!
Are you in a survey right now?
Yes, I am! How did you know?
I couldn't believe I knew that. Now I understand what Santa meant.
Right. There's only one way to help her. You were brought here to help my sister. To save Akane.
I think I get it now.
Incineration will begin in 7 minutes.
Jumpy, we don't have time!
As quickly as I could, I told him that I had to solve the puzzle in order to stop the incinerator.
Got it!
And I do. I get everything now. At last, I finally understand what all this means. I know why the Nonary game was held today. I know why we were kidnapped and brought here. It was all for this moment. All of this was planned out to lead to this one moment. Oh my god. This is insane. I can't believe it, but there's only one possible answer. June is. Zero is. Akane Kurashiki. She created the history of the future that she had a glimpse of 9 years ago. She tried to save herself that way 9 years ago. No, she's trying to save herself right now. That means that there's only one thing for me to do. Even if this is all some sort of insane plan, I will save her. I will save Akane Kurashiki. I must save her, no matter what.
Incineration will begin in 6 minutes.
The voice reminded me of how much time I had left.
Yeah, I know. Just hang on, alright? I promise I'll get you out of there. I'm not gonna let you die. I promise. So don't worry, alright? Just give me a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
My voice shook as I answered. It was hot in the room. It felt like my heart was on fire. 6 minutes or not, my heart burned with my feelings for him. Alright, time to get to work, Junpei. Is Snake talking to them about something? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Get out of my way.
Hey, what are you...
Just trust me, okay?
Sorry, Lois, I didn't mean to snap, but there's a lot more at stake here than your pride. I'll apologize later, alright? Now let's have a look at this thing. We got numbers all over this grid. I think the panels are out of order. So I need to switch these out. Starting isn't going to accomplish anything. I'll just have to try it.
Just think of what I did all those times before. I'm gonna do this on my own, with my own mind. I'm gonna solve this problem.
And seek a way out. One thing to note. In the DS version, we had a very unique Sudoku puzzle where it was upside down and you had to solve a Sudoku puzzle while upside down. That was fun and clever. This puzzle, however, is changed for the PS4 version. And instead, we just pretty much have to swap some of the tiles so that they can spell out password. Please enter password. And the password is really 9. Is that your final answer?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah. That's really all there is to this puzzle. I just really wish they kept the Sudoku version back. I just really wish that they really kept the Sudoku. I really liked that puzzle from the DS version. However, in this version, this was just pretty much lazy. Pretty much. Like a half-assed puzzle.
Akane! Did you get it?
Yes, I did! I sold it! I mean, really, you sold it for me, but I copied everything you did!
I'm sorry for leaving like that. I just need a break after the stupidity of that puzzle. I'm sorry, I just did not like that puzzle very much. I really preferred the Sudoku.
Now I just have to press enter!
Then what the hell are you waiting for? Push it!
Okay, I will!
I hit the enter key.
Emergency shutdown command has been confirmed. Incineration system has been disabled.
Jumpy! It worked! It worked! The incinerator shut down! It worked!
Tears rolled down my face as I cried out to him, but they were very different sort of tears. A wonderful feeling of accomplishment and relief fled my body. At the same time, what strafe I had left disappeared, and I collapsed to the floor. For a while, I just lay there, laughing and crying and enjoying being alive. Every time I thought about him, I thought my heart would burst.
Whew.
I can't quite believe I did that. But I'm so glad. So glad. I feel like my heart's on fire. No, I don't have time to be thinking about that kind of shit. I need to tell Akane.
Akane! Sorry, but things are kind of busy over here. I'm gonna have to hang up now, okay?
Oh, Horace, that's fine!
I wiped the tears from my eyes and nodded vigorously, even though I knew he couldn't see me. Then I looked over at the corner of the floor. There were the 2 braces Hongo left behind.
Now.
Well, Seven and Lotus don't look particularly happy with me. Not a very nice look to give someone who just saved your lives, guys.
Junpei, are you...
Okay?
Shut it.
Right. Okay, so maybe they have a reason to be pissed off. So what if I haven't pressed the enter key yet? Alright, nothing can hold me back now. Here goes. Wait.
Incineration will begin in 90 seconds.
It doesn't sound like it's stopping.
What the shit? Why isn't it stopping?
It worked. Okay, maybe I didn't hit the key hard enough. Just hit it again. And again. And again. Okay, that's not working either. The alarm's still going off. What the hell is going on? I got all the right numbers in the right boxes. It's perfect. So why the fuck is this thing stopping?
Incineration will begin in 60 seconds.
Wait, of course. That's what the numbers that showed up after the puzzle mean. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8. Snake, Clover, me, 7, and Lotus. Then, door 9. No, that's it. That number on the door isn't a 9. It's not even a number.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that...
Holy shit. Of course. Then we just have to put the right number into the red end.
Incineration will begin in 30 seconds.
Okay. I just gotta try to figure out what that number is. 2 plus 4 plus 5, that's 6 plus 5, that's 11. Plus 7 and 8. Yeah, that's 26. And if it was what I was thinking, like root 10, then 26 minus 9 must be 17, and the 17th letter of the alphabet is Q.
Run, guys! Get to the door! Run!
Yeah, that wasn't a 9, that was a Q. Oh shit, don't have much time. Man, I sure hope they could just trust me on this one, or we are all fucked. Alright, no time to explain. Just go!
Quick, verify your numbers on the red.
Verify? Who?
What combination?
All of us! We all need to verify.
Why?
You really think this is a good time to ask questions? Just do it!
Hurry, 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 hurry!
Incineration will begin in 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Yes!
Central gate has been opened. Incineration system has been disabled.
Yes, 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 yes! Oh, thank fucking Christ. No, no time to be happy. Time to go.
Hurry! We've only got 9 seconds before the door closes. Go, go, go!
Come on, guys, move it. Okay, they're all through. Move it, Junpei. Just in time. And there goes the door. No, don't calm down yet. You're not done. We still gotta find the dead.
Shit. Looks like we made it, huh?
Man, that guy sure can laugh when he wants to. Looks like Clover and Lotus are totally out of energy. Snake is shaking his head wearily. I just want to take a nap, but...
Akane? Akane! Can you hear me? Akane!
I want to tell her we made it. I want to tell her how good I feel. But... nothing. The door opened. Standing in front of it was my brother.
Akane!
Oi!
I cried his name, even though my voice was almost gone from screaming, and leapt into his arms.
Oh, oi!
Akane!
I buried my face into his chest and cried again. I cried and I cried and cried. The steady thump of his heart in my ear made me feel like I was home. Its beat was almost like a lullaby. I wrapped my arms around him as far as they would go and held him as tight as I could. Just to be there felt like a miracle. I hadn't felt the warmth of another human body in what seemed like an eternity. I just wanted to stay there in his arms forever, but I couldn't. The moment I passed through the door, my bracelets had begun the countdown to death. I leapt away from him and looked around. The door had already closed. I spotted the dead only a short distance away. It took me a moment to get to and scan all the bracelets. I left the ones Hongo had dropped in the scare panel. That was it. I took a deep breath and looked around again. The huge detective who we call 7 in 9 years and Snake the blind boy were looking at me. They seemed to have been utterly stunned by my sudden appearance. Their eyes were wide and their mouths hung open.
Alright, let's get out of here. If we don't book it, we might run into Hongo again.
Oh, I was right. It was time we got moving. The mention of Hongo seemed to jar 7 and Snake out of their surprise, and they nodded. We took off running up the spiraling stairs to freedom. Time for more running. But if they could get us out of here, no wonder we're running so hard. My heart's beating so hard I could barely hear. God, I can't wait to breathe real air again. Huh? Is 7 talking?
Hey, Junpei, can I ask you something?
What's up?
That door, the one with the 9 on it. Why'd it open?
Yeah, all 5 of us verified our numbers on the red. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 is 26. That makes our digital route 8. It shouldn't have opened.
That's not like you, Lotus. I thought you would have figured it out already.
Huh? Why?
Because you were the person who taught me about the idea of bases.
Bases?
Yeah. What are the 2 numbers in base 2?
0 and 1.
How about base 10?
That goes from 0 to 9, right?
Then how about base 16?
0 through F. After 9, it starts at A and goes from there. B, C, D, etc.
You're right. In other words, A in base 16 is 10 in base 10. B is 11, C is 12, D is 13, and so on.
So, what about it?
You don't get it? What if we keep going with that pattern? What if you go way past base 16 all the way to base 27?
Base 27?
Yeah.
Well, the numerical digits are the same. So, I guess you'd add alphabetical digits. E is 14, F is 15, G is 16.
H is 17, I is 18, J is 19.
K is 20, L is 21, M is 22.
N is 23, O is 24, P is 25.
Yeah, and? What comes after that?
Q.
26!
And what does that mean?
There wasn't a 9 on the door.
It was a Q! A fucking lowercase q!
Yep, that's pretty much it. I guess to put it another way, you could say that it was a 9 in base 10, but a Q in base 27.
Time for more running. God, my thighs are killing me. I swear, any moment now, I'm gonna tear a muscle. I feel like every single cell in my body is dying for air. Damn, every breath I take is a chore now. I feel like my lungs are gonna burst. Maybe just a short rest. No, can't stop. Don't have time. Come on, legs. There can't be many more of these steps left. Let's run, run, like a bullet down the rifle barrel. Like a tornado cutting through a sea of clouds. I feel like we're running along the back of a giant cold dragon. Finally. Phew. Jesus, I can barely breathe. No, Junpei, no time to rest. Pull yourself together. You're almost there.
All right, I'm gonna open it.
Yeah.
Yes, we're finally here.
Please do.
Sure, you look like a big heavy door, but you're the only thing standing between me and my freedom. But even more important than that, you're the only thing standing between me and Akane. You're gonna open, and you're gonna open now. I felt a hand on my shoulder. It was Oi's. He gave it a small reassuring squeeze. I was so happy I felt like I could melt. My heart was at peace. And not only because my brother and I were back together again, thanks to the huge detective, all 9 of us who had been kidnapped, were finally able to escape from the gigantic. The distant horizon, we could see the faint outline of the ship as it sank. It gave a thunderous roar as it finally slipped beneath the waves. Its last cry echoed out across the ocean, and then it was gone.
It's over.
Oi whispered.
Yeah.
It was over. It was finally over. Or was it? Was it really? No, that was wrong. That wasn't it at all. I was sure of it. This wasn't the end. It was only the beginning. This is only a prologue to what will happen in 9 years. And of course, since a gigantic couldn't be salvaged in 9 years, where we were at... Yes! Finally! Air! Gah! Damn, that sun is bright. I could barely see anything. Huh? I gotta admit, that doesn't look quite like... Wait.
No way.
You've gotta be shitting me.
What?
It can't be.
This is...
Yep, the building Q in Nevada.
This is the building in the Nevada desert.
the mock experiment building.
Oh my god. This whole time we were in Building Q.
Sure enough, that's a desert out there with mountains all around it. Hello there, son. Boy, am I ever glad to see you. I don't think I've ever been so happy to see a sunrise. Huh? Did I just hear something fall? Right, our bracelets. I guess I never really got a good look at the underside of one of these. Let's see what's inside you. Just a little electronic chip, like in an ATM card. That's it? There's nothing else. Nothing that even looks like a detonator. There was never a detonator to begin with. Figures.
Honey.
Guess I must be pretty crazy about the girl if I think I'm hearing her voice in the wind. And well, that's pretty much the game. This was 999. So, yeah, this game was pretty nice, I have to admit. However, the two of the puzzles in the study, or at least just pretty much that 3x3 grid with the ones that say all in there, yeah, that was pretty much BS. That was pretty much the only puzzle that I would consider BS in that. In the DS version, anyway. Yeah. Yeah, the PS4 version and the DS version, they were pretty much almost identical from point to point, at least in terms of the gameplay. Except for the frickin' final puzzle. Yeah, like I said earlier, in the DS version, got a nice little upside down Sudoku. You had to basically hold your DS upside down and solve the Sudoku puzzle that way. It was clever, pretty much. And I kind of liked solving that. Of course, they could replicate it in the PS4 version, so they basically had to do this stupid little password thing. Why couldn't they just replicate to the Sudoku puzzle straight to this version is just beyond me. Just beyond me. I mean, without the whole... of course, throughout the whole upside down gimmick, but still.
Are you okay?
Oh, come on. This is nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't look okay.
It was just before the end of elementary school. Jumpy and I were sitting next to each other on a small hill looking down at the town as the sun slowly set.
How does it look then?
He was half serious and half joking. I thought about it for a minute first.
Well, let's see. It looks like you kissed a toad and got warts, but then they just kept growing and growing and growing.
What does that even mean?
Junpei grinned and...
See? I told you you're not okay. You're too reckless. You can't beat 5 8th graders, Jumpy. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I couldn't just stand there. I mean, don't you think so? I had to do something.
Look at the Nevada desert go past. For an SUV, this thing has a pretty smooth ride. Sure was nice of someone to leave it for us outside the building. Keys in the ignition and gas in the tank. Almost like it was a present, you know? Anyway, we jumped in, and now, here we are, screaming across the desert. Willis is over there in the passenger seat. Snake and Seven and I are all squeezed into the back seat here. I still can't believe we let her drive.
Woohoo! This is so fun! This is so awesome! Driving is so great when there's nothing around, and there's no speed limit.
Hey, Clover, watch those bumps, all right? This car jumps even a little, and I think I'm gonna get crushed to death.
Hey, shut it. I can't help if I'm big, all right?
Why don't you drive, Seven?
I'm a cop. I ain't gonna break the law.
He doesn't have an international license.
Yeah, but you could have sat in the passenger seat.
Oh, hell no. There's no way I'm giving this seat up. And Clover, there's no need to slow down. The car Santa and June are in should be somewhere down this road ahead of us.
Yeah, I saw some fresh tire tracks going out. There's no doubt about it.
Then we've got to hurry if we want to catch them, don't we?
Sure thing.
Oh, shit. God damn it, she doesn't have to drive so fast. Man, I didn't even think a car like this could go this fast. We're sure throwing up a lot of dust. It was a couple of hours after we ran into the junior high students. They'd been hiding in the bushes in the back of one of the hills, drenching a kitten in gasoline. The moment we saw what they were doing, Jumpy ran up to them, furious.
Hey! What the hell are you doing?
Then he jumped on them. He quickly scooped up the kitten and tossed it to me. I caught and ran for the police station as fast as I could.
Help me! Officer, please! You have to come with me!
The policeman and I headed back to the hill. All we found was Jumpy, sprawled on the ground with a face covered in big, swelling lumps.
You couldn't run away after you threw the kitty to me?
I asked him. He stuck his tongue out through the hole in his mouth where a tooth had fallen out.
Yeah, I guess I could've...
Then why didn't you?
I didn't want to. I wanted to beat him up. Beat him up real good.
Because of what they were doing to the kitty.
Yeah, that too, but... I think they were the ones behind those murders our first semester. Remember?
Oh, you mean the bunnies.
Yeah, the bunnies.
He plucked some grass from the ground and tossed it in the wind.
They asked me what elementary school I was from, so I told them. And then they said they'd do the same thing to you that they did to the rabbits. I couldn't forgive them for that, so I... Hey, there's still some stuff I don't get.
Of course, they probably don't know any more than I do.
Like Ace. Well, I guess I should say Gentaro Hongo. Why did he create the Nonary Project? Anybody? Any ideas?
Why don't you ask him yourself?
Well, yeah, I guess I could.
He's still in the trunk, I assume?
Yeah, he is. Still tied up, I'm assuming, with his mouth taped shut. His eyes just look empty. No emotion. He looks like he's just given up. I wonder if he even cares what happens to him anymore.
Hey, were you listening to us?
Yeah, go ahead and try to pretend you weren't, you old bastard. Let's get that tape off your mouth.
Come on, I know you were. Answer me.
You could at least look at me when you talk, man.
I only wanted to see the faces. Human faces. I thought if I could gain the ability to access the morphic field set, then perhaps I could see faces. By peering into people's minds, you could understand how they were processing the expressions of others.
That's it?
Yes. If you want to put it simply, but if you are looking for a more philosophical answer, I can supply that as well. You see, the human collective consciousness...
I think that's enough out of you, pal. Time for the tape to go back on.
Alright, so what's your second question?
You said there were some things you didn't get, didn't you?
Well, somebody's a little nosy.
Well, my next question doesn't really have anything to do with you two. This is for you, Seven. It's about the whole Alice thing. What's the deal with that?
Well, see, 9 years ago, after I escaped from the Gigantic, I kept going after Hongo on my own. Catch up when I finally slipped up. During the course of my investigations, I learned a lot more about the Gigantic. I also found out about Bourdain and Alice.
You're not really answering my question. Was there actually a girl who wouldn't melt at room temperature?
Sounds like Hongo has something to say. Alright, fine, I'll let you talk, but you gotta behave.
What?
Alice doesn't exist. 9 years ago, I found Alice's coffin behind the library on the bottom deck. There was nothing in it but the root of a peculiar plant. My research determined that it was a member of the genus Mandragora, of the family Solanaceae, and was able to extract a particular alkaloid from it. I used that extract to create Sokoru. Its creation was a tremendous boon to my firm, and we grew rapidly.
Shit, this is gonna go on forever. Tape's going back on, Hongo. The rest of my questions can wait a bit. For now, I think I'll just enjoy the ride.
Here, this is for you.
What's this?
This is a for you doll. His name is Junpei.
Jumpy pulled something out of his pocket and shoved out his arm toward me. In his hand was a doll made of yarn, small enough to fit in his palm.
Jumpy, are you sure it's, for you, doll?
Huh? Yeah, the lady at the shop said so that means it's for you, right?
Are you sure it's not a voodoo doll?
Wait, what? That's... Oh, man. Oh, man.
Well, it sure looks like a voodoo doll. I mean, you do know what a voodoo doll is used for, right?
Yeah, I guess calling it Junpei isn't a very good idea, then.
Why are you giving me this anyway? It just seems really sudden.
Well, you know how after June, we aren't gonna get to see each other too much? I mean, we're gonna be in different schools, and I just thought I'd, you know,
Oh, okay, well, how about we call it June then?
Okay. So, I wanted to give you this.
You sound like some sort of tribal chief in a bad movie.
Yes. I, head of tribe. This doll, traditional charm of tribe. So I give this, it me. So we always together.
Oh, Jumpy.
If something bad, then hold and pray. I go wherever you are. So here, take.
I reached my hand out and picked up the doll gently.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jumpy.
Before I knew it, I was crying. Tears streamed down my face and fell to June's tiny yarn body.
Jumpy, I'll never forget you, I promise.
Jumpy looked straight into my eyes and said just 5 words.
I'll never forget you either.
The sky was a beautiful crimson red as it melted down toward the horizon. The last golden rays of sunlight stretched out across the sea and painted themselves across the hills. We sat, bathed in the warm light of evening. Just the two of us, leaning gently against one another, shoulder to shoulder. The sun set, and we still didn't leave. We watched in silence as the darkness deepened, and one by one, the lights of the town began to flicker on. There's still one thing I don't get. To be honest, it's the biggest mystery as far as I'm concerned. And also the only one that's really important. It has to do with June and Akane. 9 years ago, she died in the incinerator in the Gigantic. But she's still alive now. As June. But how? Was it because I tapped into the Morphic field set and saved her 9 years ago? Alright, let's say that makes some kind of sane sense. If I did that, then how do I make sense of what Seven remembers? Snake makes sense, he's blind. He couldn't have seen her body anyway. But Seven, he said he was sure he saw it. Does that mean that some kind of historical discrepancy? Or wait, maybe that's not it at all. There is one other logical explanation. Was what you told me the truth, Seven? You look satisfied. No. No way. He couldn't.
Hey, look! Over there! There's somebody next to the road.
Huh? What?
And that's somebody next to the road? Alice? The burning gaze of the Nevada sun pounded down her head. The desert around her rippled with heat. Standing there on that shimmering plain was a woman, her arm out and her thumb up. It would not be long before Junpei realized who she was. And that's really the true end of the game. Don't forget your towel. And yeah, let's save the game. And there we go. And as proof of concept right here, that was the 3 left behind. That's the coffin ending. And of course we had the library and Zero Study. And of course we had the final question. We have Beyond the Door, epilogue, and end. So that's pretty much the end of the game. Before I go, there's one thing I should show. And that would be the preview. Unfortunately, that's the wrong answer. Actually, Santa. now it is time. Let our game begin. And there's preview A. Now it's time. Let our game begin. And of course, that's 999. So, thank you all for watching, and I hope that you had pretty much a good night. See you then.